All right, welcome back to Bandits Keep Actual Play. We are playing some more Boot Hill in the Silver Bullet campaign, if you will. The group has been called through whichever means they are. Somebody reaches out to you to give you a letter, a telegram. Perhaps somebody stops by the house, an unknown person. It tells you of this town out in Essex County, kind of an unnamed town, as many of them are out here. It's spread out. There's a lawman, a marshal that covers this area, but they patrol through rarely. This is a peaceful area. A lot of farmers, small settlement of, no industry or anything. But lately, over the last month or so, there's been four actually, murders. 3 farmers and a traveling minister have been murdered. And some are saying that it is the ghost of a soldier who lost their head in a battle years ago in this area. They say he rides at night under the full moon, looking to retrieve his head. How much of this is true, you don't know, but you all have a rendezvous point, and you kind of ride up on your horses. You can see you're on like a ridge line. This always starts on a ridge line. The moon is low in the sky. It's near the end of the day. You can see the kind of the county seat in front of you. It's a small village, maybe 15 houses, stables, a small inn, some places, a blacksmith. You can smell the smoke, a church, of course. And looking out around you, you see beautiful farmland all around. It's Friday night or Friday evening. The town seems to be alive with energy, people kind of coming and going. As you kind of meet up together on this hill. So we can go around, you guys can introduce your characters, and we'll go from there. So I will start with Crystal.
I'm playing Sophia Bad Eggs Williams. She is known as the Bad Egg because she got into the gunsmithing business that her uncle was in, and now she rides around for this mysterious group, righting wrongs that should never have been. She figures since there's this horseman going around that she'll bring herself a bag of caltrops, and that should stop any horse in its tracks right there. And that is Sophia.
Excellent. Okay, so Kevin, tell us about your character.
Well, I'm JT McBain. And if you've heard of me, it's because about 10, 15 years ago, some city slicker wrote a dime novel about me as the greatest gunslinger in the West, which I was pretty good. But that damn dime novel, every wannabe gunslinger, every time I went into a town, he'd show up and I'd have to shoot out. And about, I guess 5 or 6 years ago, a young kid, I kept trying to avoid him. He said, "I'm going to shoot you, McBain. I'm going to prove myself." And I shot him down in the street. And I decided that was it. I was hanging up my guns. But now when I heard about this organization, I thought this might be a chance for me to kind of pay back all the lives I took. I'm a little slower than I used to be, looking at my chart here on the Google Docs. But what? If I die doing good, well, maybe that's just my payment for all the bad things I've done.
Well, you only need to be faster than the guy in front of you, right?
That's what I keep telling myself.
Speaking of the guy in front of you, Young, tell us about your character.
There we go. So I played Dr. William Jonathan Worthington III. He's a general practice medicine doctor from Boston, Massachusetts.
I'm sorry, what was it? Dr.
William Jonathan Worthington III.
Thanks.
He's a doctor from Boston, Massachusetts, and he's gotten involved with Silver Bullet Society, hoping to do some good, killing some bad guys instead of saving them, saving everybody. Because he believes that some people actually do deserve to die despite a Hippocratic oath that he's taken. So he's actually a hypocrite. But but nobody knows his identity. He just goes by John. And here he is. He's about 6 feet tall. He's medium build. He has a rifle, and he's wearing a holster with a pistol. And he says, "Howdy, y'all. Name's John. I see you're looking mighty feisty as always, Miss Bad Egg."
You know it, John. She tips her cap to John.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
He tips at that.
Rounding out the group, Benji, tell us about your character. Brother Shaggy, I guess.
I need to change that. Franklin North Dandeli is well, I guess he's had some trouble. He was in a regiment for a time and was part of kind of a posse, if you will. There had been the natives apparently, killed a bunch of people, and so we were after them. And it was only after killing several of them that I realized that it was all a fabrication in order to basically take back money that they had been paid for goods and services. And it kind of broke Franklin, and he's been trying to figure out what he's going to do about that. And so he's kind of trying to walk the path of a repentant do-gooder. And I guess he's a little bit like Scarlett Johansson's character with, he's got like red in his ledger, and he's trying to find some way of making up for what he did. And he is not really good with a gun, which is nice because he probably missed a lot of Native Americans, which probably gives him some amount of happiness. But he's also 6'6" and runs like lightning and is much better at breaking people's arms than he is at shooting a gun.
Excellent. All right, so the four of you, like I say, it's kind of end of day. You've met up on this ridge. You're looking down at what is effectively the county seat, the small village. It seems to be bustling. Wagons coming and going. Some coming into town. Probably you could see some young cowboys kind of coming in off the farms. You could see other wagons empty now from the goods they had brought in, heading back out, maybe with the older folk. And you hear some music playing from a saloon. And it's about 6 o'clock. You know that because the church bells ring out 6 times as you look down into the village. So what you have to go on so what you have to go on so far, and we can kind of go over this, is that you were told that 4 people have been killed. 3 farmers about a month and a half ago were killed, and each of them was found murdered on this bridge. Their body was decapitated, and they were burnt to a crisp, like somebody lit them up and left them there with no head. Not together. This was separate, spaced out, week or so apart. Apparently, they sent for the law. The law came. They couldn't really find any traces, nothing from what you understand. Then really nothing else happened for another almost a month. And then you got word of this traveling minister that also was killed the same way. In between, you've heard rumors of there was a big battle near here years ago, like 40 years ago, before it was settled by the people who are here now. And some people say that it was a soldier who maybe lost their head in that battle, and ghosts, they're seeking a new head, and then maybe they haven't found one yet. The bridge. Let's point that out. You can see, because you're up on the ridge, you can see everything. You can see what is probably very likely the bridge. When you go past the town, let's say you're on the east and you're looking west, out past the town area, you can see that there's kind of a wide, well, I won't call it a river, we'll call it like a wide stream, and there is a nice bridge going across, about 2 wagons wide, and it's maybe 100 foot long.
Do we know if these guys had anything in common that were killed? You said, maybe I missed it.
That's all you got.
That they were killed.
And you said that.
Yep.
You said the three farmers were killed at different times, but within a
Right, they
pretty
weren't. They
short-
weren't together exactly. They were all killed in the same place within a week or so of each other, but not together. Like it wasn't a single murder.
And has anyone investigated where the farmers in some kind of trouble or I guess we want to check out their families or something to find out if they have some link between them all.
Yeah, I guess we need to talk to the right people with these questions.
Was the minister killed in the same area as the farmers?
Yep, he was killed on the bridge. Everyone's been killed on that bridge, as far as you can, as far as you've heard.
And did we hear if he was burned also?
Yes, all 4 people were burned and headless and on the bridge.
I guess the first thing we need to do is check out that bridge and see if there's anything special about it.
That suits me.
Sounds good.
As I'm walking there with my tall stride, I'll reflect and say, well, beheaded and burned. I mean, given the nature, the legacy of the silver bullets, I would assume that this would be an excellent way for somebody to fake their death. I think we should probably consider that option.
This is a good point.
Yeah,
But,
when their
I reckon-
families. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I was thinking maybe we could just wait ourselves near the bridge and try to catch this culprit on the act.
How recent has it been? Has it been pretty regular that someone's getting killed again? What's the dates on these?
Yeah, it's about a month and a half, 2 months ago was in that range was the first 3 farmers, all pretty close together. And the preacher was killed like only a couple weeks ago. And there hasn't been anything since. So the 3 farmers were close together. The preacher was about a month after.
Seems like an awfully violent way. I mean, why not just kill somebody? Why disfigure them and cut their heads off? I know they had this battle here, but they had no connection to it, right? This battle 40 years ago.
Probably just someone holding a grudge over the new people that have taken over the land or something. John can tell you for sure that people will come up with all kinds of excuses to kill.
Right. Well, I reckon there are some folks that are just itching to kill folks for no reason at all.
Some people
I
just
suppose.
watch the world burn.
That's right. I suppose we could just ride into the town and talk to some locals and hear their story.
I'd like to get my hands on a local newspaper. Must say something about it.
Now, are we supposed to kind of disguise ourselves when we go into town, not say our real names, or they want us to just so should we if we're all together, should we come up with some kind of a premise for us being in town? Or do we go in separate like we don't know each other? Or what do you guys think?
Well, that's what we normally do. It's what we did before.
I'll tell you, I feel like just straight shooting it this time. I feel like just riding to town and letting people know that we're there to catch the sumbitch that's been killing off these people. It might bring them out of hiding.
Using ourselves as bait. Well, I guess if they're hurting us, then hopefully they're not hurting somebody else. Maybe that is the best way. We'll be protecting people if we can get their sights aimed towards us.
I see
But
what
what-
you're saying.
But I guess if somebody does want to be kind of the wild card, we could introduce everyone except one of us, and that person can, I don't know, tail us or whatever, and try to see who's looking at us and who's curious in ways that we want to be cautious of.
Well, the way that I see it, if 3 riders were to ride into the town, it would stick out like a sore thumb. But a pair, it happens all the time. How about we pair up and go into the town two by two?
Works for me.
Sounds like a good idea.
All right, then.
So one of those groups is going to announce our intentions, and the other group will kind of stay under the radar.
Let's pretend like we don't know each other. Maybe we could meet up by the church around 9 at night.
Sounds good.
Okay.
And it'll be good to get a room because I reckon we'll be staying here for a couple of days.
Sounds good. So I
I'll
don't know.
see-
You and Sophia, you and Sophia know each other, John. Do you guys want to go together, or do you want to split off?
Well, I'll go with the brother Shaggy this time.
All right, I'll go with Sophia.
What's your actual name? Benji again? Franklin? Is that what it was?
Yeah, Franklin. Franklin's is,
What name are you going to use? Are you going to use Brother Shaggy?
It's the nickname that he just gave him. Brother Shaggy.
Exactly.
I mean, that's what lazy player wants to do. I don't have to change
Okay,
my
that's
name
fine.
then. Yeah, that's what he'll call himself this time.
Yeah. Yeah, the idea is that you're not going to be revealing your real names. You can use different names every time. All right, so you're going to be Brother Shaggy. Is going to go with John. And Sophia is going to go with GT. All right.
So behind the church at 9 o'clock.
I'll be there.
I'll see you there.
Okay, so since on my screen, Sophia and JT are on top, I'll take care of you guys first. Where do you want to do? You can kind of go down the rough and then get onto the main road and go right into town. If you did want to look at that bridge, because I know Crystal mentioned that's on the other side of town. You could either go through town to get to it, or you could go around town to get to it, or you could just go into town. What was your plan?
Well, I wonder if we need to find out do you think this is truly just a random thing? Is someone trying to terrorize the town, or could there be some connection with all these farmers? And I don't know how to do that, to question people or whatever. But so that's the one thing. And then I agree with you that it might be good to go see that bridge. So what do you think, Sophia? Should we just go through town to go to the bridge, or go around town so we don't attract attention?
I say we just go through town. I figure if anyone asks while we're there, we'll just tell them we're there for that so-called ghost. I mean, usually shooting it straight's just the way to go, I've learned.
All right, sounds good. So let's just ride down through town and then go to the bridge and hope no one starts, harassing us.
Okay, perfect. Yes, you guys make your way down the ridge and you head off into town while the other two kind of stand by and give you guys a little bit of time to get ahead. And you ride down. It's kind of once you're onto the main road, it's a well-traveled road, wagon travel. You can tell that there's a lot of, you were standing up there and you were looking. This is like a hub. It looked this farmland for like miles and miles as far as you can see. So this is a well-worn road with wagon tracks. And as you're riding into town, you see some wagons with some old folks and some kids and stuff kind of leaving as if they were maybe they like sold their wares or whatever. They tip their hats at you and stuff. They seem pretty friendly. As you kind of come into the main town, it's a stretch of street. Like I said, there's about maybe 15 buildings here. Most notably, there is a large saloon called with a painted sign on the front, Sally's. You also, of course, you see like a little, like a small bank. The church is at the other end. And then there's other small buildings, mercantile, stuff like that, all the stuff you'd expect to see. Most of the stuff seems to be packing up, being that it's 6 o'clock on Friday night. The businesses, that is. But, of course, Sally's, you can hear people, open it up inside.
And what's the two things I wonder? The mood of people, everything just seems to be absolutely normal, even though they've had these brutal murders. And do we attract any attention as to strangers in town, anything more than, having been a stranger in town many times? Mm-hmm. Do I notice anyone looking at us sideways or anything like that?
High or low?
Low.
Yeah, you do. You notice that the town seems to be going. From a distance, it doesn't look like anything's weird here at all. But you definitely notice that as you kind of pass by people, they're talking to stuff on the street. But then because you're paying attention, you kind of look back over your shoulder and you see they're like whispering and stuff as you go by. So they're trying to cover up that they're like, people aren't looking at you like, but they're more like, oh, and then when you walk by, they're like, that kind of thing.
All right.
Yeah.
Makes sense. All right. Should we just head out of town and go to the bridge?
Yeah, that's where I think we should go. Just head out straight to the bridge.
Okay, yeah. So you pass through the town, and again, there's wagons that are kind of keeping pace with you, or if you don't want to be near somebody, you kind of, give you the berth or whatever. And you head up to this bridge, and you can see that it's a really well-constructed bridge. It's wood, of course, with big posts in the ground and everything. It looks like it's probably well-kept, like the paint on it's fresh and everything. Yeah, it looks like it's really, really well-used, of course, people going over it. In fact, you see almost all the farmers that are going in this direction, they almost all go over the bridge. There's a couple other like little break-offs where roads go, but pretty much this is the main route to go to get to the west side of the valley.
The chasm that the bridge is crossing, like how deep is it? Is there like a river or anything?
Yeah, it's like a wide stream. It's and I say that because it's wide, but it's not deep. You can as you look down, you can see it probably drops down like maybe like 4 or 5 feet as it kind of goes down to the embankment, and you can actually see the bottom in most places, maybe like a foot, 2 foot deep, but it's probably like 30, 40 foot wide.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sophia says she's going to get off her horse and kind of tie him up to the bridge somewhere and say, I'm going to go look under the bridge and see if I can see anything weird there.
All right. I'll tie up my horse and kind of walk over the top and just see. Obviously, it's been a couple weeks, so would there be still any signs of the murder? Some blood stains, or again, these guys were burned. Were they burned on the bridge? Do we know, or were they burned somewhere else and taken here? Did anybody see anything, like the flames or anything?
You got what you got.
Okay, so we just have to find that out.
Got to ask somebody. Yeah. So all right, fine. So we'll do Christopher's. You kind of clamber down the side, and you look under there, and you maybe start, and you see a couple kids under there. They seem to be like catching frogs or something, and they kind of look at you and smile, and go back to what they're doing. There's probably like for an adult, you'd have to scrunch to get underneath, but like a child could probably stand up underneath it. It's probably like maybe 5 foot.
Okay. Yeah, Sophia will scrunch down and go under it.
Okay. Yeah, there's 2 children in here, a boy and a girl. When you come down under the little girl, she sees you being a girl too. She shows you this frog that she's got. She's like, look what I got, and she shows you this frog, and it's trying to jump away, and she's like holding it,
There's the big one, Sophia will say. Not sure I ever caught one that big.
She seems proud.
Are there any like markings on the bridge or anything like that Sophia can see?
From underneath?
Yeah.
No. I mean, not nothing in particular. It looks like what you would expect a bridge to look like. It is, again, really well maintained. It looks like that they do a good job like upkeeping it. You don't see anything rotted. You see maybe a handful of like little hearts with like letters and stuff, like maybe young teenagers or whatever cut their teeth in it, or cut their names in it with a knife. They don't use their teeth.
Yes.
That's the
This is
wrong
a strange
turn
town.
Good dentist here.
Yeah, so they you see stuff like that, but nothing that seems particularly out of place.
All right. Well, Sophia doesn't want to question a child about murders, so she's just going to say, you keep up the good work. And she's going to pat the kid on the head and then get out from under the bridge.
Yep, she smiles and stuff as you do that. So up top, JT, you look around. You can tell it's pretty obvious that this bridge has been repainted, like within the last month, you would imagine. It's like a really fresh coat of paint. You don't see
So
any
they
signs
cleaned
of...
up. Yeah, they cleaned up the signs of the murder, which might be good for business. So do I see anything as I walk along here, and I'm examining, any markings, anything? I guess if it was repainted, there probably wouldn't be anything left, any evidence of this. But just to check, just to make sure, I'm going to just walk along here and both sides, just seeing if I see anything out of the ordinary, anything that I might notice. You said there's carvings and stuff. Any weird carvings?
Up top, no. Up top looks pretty perfect, actually, as you're kind of looking around. That was underneath. Teenagers get under there and scratch there. As you're looking around, you don't see anything unusual except for the fact that the bridge looks really well. I don't know if I can hear myself. Is everybody using headphones?
We're not.
Okay, I think, can you just mute them? Or I don't know how we can do that.
Yeah, I can mute.
Yeah, because I'm hearing myself. Yeah, okay. Perfect. Thank you. I mean, I like to hear myself, but not if that's distracting. So anyways, as you're looking at the top of the bridge, and you're noticing that it's really well painted, and you don't see any signs, you actually notice like a shadow come over you, and there's a man. He's like in probably his young 30s on a horse, and he kind of stops, You kind of look up because you feel the shadow on him. He looks at you. He's kind of like back a little bit with the sun, and he says, "Can I help you, stranger?"
Well, I'm just looking here at this bridge been repainted. I kind of heard some stories about some murders on this bridge.
Murders?
Some
We
farmers.
hear a story like that.
News travels. You heard about some farmers killed here and a doctor?
Huh. You one of them dime store riders?
I spit on the ground. No, just heard a story, and so I thought, here's the bridge. It's been all painted real nice. Is that something just done by the city, or?
Well, we got to keep the bridge nice, don't we? It's really important.
So I'm just curious, that must be unusual for this town to have 4 murders within a few months. Any progress on figuring out what's going on?
Got a lot of questions for a stranger. High or low?
Low.
That's what he says.
I just asking a general question. I mean, don't you think it's unusual, or is this something that happens here all the time?
Seems like you got a lot of questions for somebody just showing up that ain't some kind of reporter.
Yeah, I guess
something to say.
I got nothing to say. Just asking for general, making conversation. I didn't realize it'd be hitting a sore spot.
This is a peaceful community. We don't need your type here.
My type? Who are you, sir? Are you the sheriff?
We don't need no law around here. We take care of ourselves. The name's Jim.
Well, my name's JT. I offer up my hand.
He reaches down, shakes your hand. You see him as he kind of leans down into the light. You can see that, again, he's like probably his mid-30s, got a mustache. He seems pretty well built. As you're kind of looking him over, you see he's got a rifle sheath on his horse, but he's not wearing a sidearm.
But he's armed. Does he look like a guy that could take care of him? It's like a kind of a little bit of a ruffian type, or just...
Yeah, he definitely looks like he could take care of himself.
All right. Let me ask you too, is there a place around here where a guy could get a good, nice, stiff drink?
Oh, well, that I can definitely help you with. Check out Sally's. It's the best place in town. The only
think
place.
I would.
And he kind of hits his purse and moves on.
Okay, thanks, Jim.
He just nods his head as he rides away.
All right. So does Sophia come back up?
Yeah, so as Sophia's coming back up, you see him riding off, and you notice, I mean, because you wouldn't help but watch somebody drive away after that incident, that there's like 4 more guys that had stopped at the other end of the bridge, and he kind of rides up to them, and they all kind of leave together.
All right, so those guys, I say to Sophia, I think those guys are I just get that spidey sense they're up to no good. Can't prove nothing, but just my feeling.
Yeah, I hear you.
I'm just wondering, should we follow them, or what do you think?
I don't know. It's tough to say. He sound. Did Sophia hear the conversation, or was she too far away?
I'm gonna say he probably knew you were climbing up.
So I tell her that I just asked a few general questions about, there's some murders here, and he got real like, why are you being so snoopy, and asking me if I was a newspaper reporter because maybe some would come around, and he was definitely like, we don't need your kind here. He just had a very hot, more than just a local. He seemed like, I don't know, there's something about him.
Well,
we could just go to Sally's and kind of ask Jim sent me and see what people say about Jim.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. I like that idea. It could be that he is part of the community, and maybe this community is just tight knit. I mean, they're probably on guard after everything that's been happening to them.
Yeah,
Let's
it could
see what
be. I just met a lot of gunslingers in my time, and I don't know, something about it. I might be wrong, but I got a feeling.
All right. So as you're kind of wrapping up this conversation up on the ridge, John and Brother Shaggy, you guys kind of now come down into town. You saw the other two kind of ride through and then head off to the bridge. You follow suit and come into the town. Where do you want to head?
I'm sure we've been talking. I think we should start with the Undertaker. What do you think?
Well, I reckon that's a good idea. I was thinking maybe after that we could go and talk to the local barber, and also try and speak to the local bank teller, because them folks, they get to talk to everybody.
That's a good point.
But something's been bothering me about what we found out here. It just ain't easy to burn bodies. Brother Shaggy, I call it a hunch, but I reckon what we're dealing with probably ain't just one man. I'm disinclined to presume that the Headless apparition is a real possibility, for superstition is oft used to bamboozle simple folks. And burning bodies ain't a simple matter either. It requires...
That didn't really surprise me as much as being able to lop off somebody's head. That's got to be a very sharp instrument, unless it's had some kind of jaggedness to it. I'm curious. I mean, somebody would have had to know what they were doing to chop off a head cleanly, right?
Yep. But there are a lot of folks wielding them sabers, and there are tons of axes around here. So I don't reckon finding those sharp instruments be a great challenge.
Well, I guess we could find out what kind of sharp instrument it was in any case, if the Undertaker's any good. So Undertaker, bank, and then the mission or the church?
Yeah, we're gonna meet up at the church at the strike of 9 behind the church. But you know where the Undertaker is? Because I sure as hell don't know anything about this town.
I don't know the town either, but
well, yeah. Let's get down there and ask around.
You guys ride into town. Same thing as the others. You know, people seem to be pleasant, tip their hats at you, stuff like that. It's not hard to find the Undertaker. It's it's pretty much one road. The whole thing. So you just ride down. You do in fact find a. It's actually there's a doctor, dentist, and Undertaker kind of in one building. You know, they want to be efficient.
He's pointing at the side, going, "Doctor, dentist, and the Undertaker." I just don't feel too good about going to this doctor. Well, Brother
Well,
Shaggy,
you
it's
make
your
do with what you have, I guess. Hey, well, if they'd only have the one guy, maybe that could be. Maybe you could say you're looking for work or something. Maybe
well. Uh, I
just
don't
keep
want to.
that. Just keep that in your
Yeah.
pocket.
Yeah, let's go in
Yeah.
there and find out.
Yeah, I mean it's one building, but it's a big building. I mean it's not like it's the same door. Sorry if I want to make that clear. Yeah. So but they are like right there. It's like doctor, dentist, undertaker. So you go up to the undertaker door, and you knock on it or whatever, and it takes a second. And an old guy answers the door. Kind of looks out at you. He says, he's kind of looking behind you. He's like, somebody die? You can smell the whiskey on his breath.
Well, my partner here and I were thinking about uh, getting a couple of these coffins. We have a buddy who died over in Amarillo, Texas, and we're hoping to find a pretty good coffin to send him on his way.
They ain't got no trees in Amarillo.
Well, they say this town has some of the finest coffins around.
All
He's just
right.
crazy.
You got a wagon? He's looking out.
Yeah, we
We
do.
need this delivered. All right. Well, it takes about 2 days to build a coffin around here. Not as young as I used to be. So, we usually know a little ahead of time when people are going to die.
I see.
Because
Well,
people don't suddenly die around here very often.
Well, could we go in and take a look at some of your fine goods?
Well, I kind of squints at you. I make them to order.
Of course.
This ain't Tombstone. Ain't people being shot in the street every day.
Well,
This
I
is
did
Essex
hear
County.
that. Well, I did hear that there was some folks that lost their head. If you know what I mean. Not too long ago, was it?
Ooh. High or low?
Hi.
Kind of sticks out. He looks at you. He opens the door and backs up.
Opens the door. Yep. We go.
Yeah,
in.
he opens the door and steps in so you can get past him.
Yep.
Yeah,
We
you
go
come in. You see it's just basically a basic office here. He's got some like a tool a toolbox, like an old fashioned toolbox with like a hammer and some nails and stuff sitting on the thing onto the side. He's got a shovel leaning against the wall. He's got like a desk with some paperwork on it. It's pretty shabby. You can see there's a door like half open in the back that's clearly where he lives back there. He's got a little room. And he's got, of course, got a bottle of whiskey on the table. And he says, you one of those reporters? Last reporter, he gave me $1 for my story, and it was a pretty good one.
He looks at Brother Shaggy and he shrugs and he looks at him. I reckon our cover's blown. Seems like you have good eye.
Oh, yeah,
Well-
and I didn't tell the last reporter everything, because, what did I say? Liquor, it opens the mind. And then he pours himself a shot and drinks it. He says,
Well, at times like these, with what 4 beheadings for you have to deal with, I can imagine you'd like to have some more clarity of mind with a snoot or two. What can you tell us?
John takes out a coin, a couple of coins, adding it up to about 75 cents. And he plays with it and says, here you go. Maybe we can start with this. And depending on what we find out, we could possibly go up a little higher than a single dollar, if you know what I mean.
it's true that 4 people died, but only one of them lost their head.
John takes out a little pad and scribbles it down.
Was that the preacher?
Takes another shot of his drink. Well, you got a good head on your shoulders. That's right. The preacher. And he winks.
Well, that's good information to know.
Mm-hmm.
Who paid for the preacher's coffin?
Oh, well, anytime there's someone that can't afford a coffin around here, Mr. Marion Dotson, he always takes care of it. He's trying to make Essex County, on the map, put it on the map, as they say, right? He's trying to consolidate the farms here, make it more orderly and such. So anything that's out of the norm, he very generously takes care of.
He takes out a quarter and offers it over to the Undertaker.
His eyes get big.
He says, well, tell us a little bit more about this Mr. Marion Dotson. How long has he been in the town?
Oh, he came from some of that money there from back east, I guess. He came down maybe about a year ago. Started buying up some farms. Consolidation, he calls it. Very nice gentleman. Very nice.
Just farms? There ain't no coal mines or gold mines nearby?
Ooh, no. We got great farmland out here. Some of the farmers, they came out here some 40, 50 years ago, started putting some crops in the ground, and now we produce probably more stuff over down in this valley than the next three valleys combined. But Mr. Dotson there, he says we could be even more efficient.
I see. But what's this nonsense about some headless horseman riding around and killing folks?
He actually he kind of smirks a little bit. He said, I had to give him his dollar's worth, if you know what I'm talking about.
Well, I suppose you're right. He takes out a nickel and hands it over to him.
He kind of slides it into his he's got like a desk, he slips it in. Though I will say, that preacher there was burned up with his head missing.
Why was he targeted?
I don't know. He'd only been in town a couple of days. Came in. Didn't even stay at the church, actually. He stayed at Miss Sally's. Next thing you know, dead on the bridge.
I see. You know the man's name?
The preacher man?
Yep.
Melvin.
Melvin.
Yep. Most people just were calling him preacher, but he done introduced himself as Melvin to me.
I see. Did he look like a preacher for real?
Well, out here, preachers don't look like preachers do back east. He was a little dusty.
Do you mind if I ask a question?
I do not mind.
What could you tell? I know you said the minister was burned.
Mm-hmm.
Could you tell what kind of chopping took place to lop off the fellow's head? Was it like a clean kind of shot? Do you have a guess?
Oh, probably some kind of sword, like a saber. I think that's why I got the idea of the soldier, because those soldiers riding around with their sabers.
That's some saber.
Mm-hmm.
Did it look like it was clean? It was chopped clean off in one kind of hit?
Well,
Or
that's
did it
really
look
hard
like
to
a-
say.
Hmm.
That's really hard to say, being that he was all burnt up to a crisp.
Well, before we head out, Dan, how many folks helped out our Mr. Dotson?
Dodson? Oh, he's got maybe half dozen help keep the town in order, since a lot don't come around here very much. And then, of course, he's buying up the farms, bringing in some workers.
I see.
So
When
I
was
don't
the
know,
last
maybe
time?
5 dozen people under his employ.
When was the last time that lawman was here in town?
Lawman came right after the 3 farmers done been found killed. Couldn't find any connection. Mr. Dawson talked to him. He talked to him, and then he told us. Got the town together and said, Lawman couldn't find anything. So people just went back to what they were doing.
Did you say
I see.
the lawman that was found dead?
No, he
Oh,
just said
no.
that he left.
Oh, okay.
No, he left. He did a little investigation, looked around. Seems those farmers were leaving anyways. They had just recently sold their farms. So, kind of sad to see.
He
Yeah,
looks
you-
at Brother Shaggy, says, well, that's enough of information to write a good story.
Yes, I think so. I think we have what we need. Well, you enjoy your whiskey, and if you think of anything else, let us know. We might be in town for at least a few more days. We could probably give you a tip for your trouble.
Oh, yeah, you want to come back, just bring a fresh bottle.
Oh,
Or
He
a,
kind of picks up his bottle. He kind of jiggles it around.
or a fresh body, too. He nods at him.
Yeah, he laughs. It's like missing 3 teeth.
Well, I did see when we're walking in here that there's a fella that looks after teeth right here in the
Mhm.
building.
Oh, yeah.
You ever thought about going up to the dentist and getting them one of those silver and gold fillings?
Oh, no, I ain't got vanity like that.
Well, I hope business does pick up for you.
I hope it doesn't. No offense.
None taken.
All right.
Okay, so
Well,
you guys are kind of
if you didn't
wrapping
do
up in there. And you got Sophia and JT, you're heading back to Sally's?
Yeah, I think we're gonna go back and just hang out there. I mean, Sophia, unless you have some other thoughts about where we can go, I was thinking of just going in there, and I was thinking about maybe finding out more about these guys and maybe asking some general questions about, what happened to these people on the bridge.
Oops.
Yeah, I agree. I think we should just go in there and just start asking some questions. I mean, we'll see how tight knit this community is.
All right, so we're gonna go back in and go to Sally's.
Okay, we'll say that based on, because they probably took a few minutes before they headed into town after you, we'll say that you'll be in Sally's for a couple minutes, and then we'll have them leave the Undertaker, and you'll see their horses outside if you want to figure out how you work together. But let's just start at Sally's. So you guys ride back. Of course, there's a space up front where you can just tie your horse up, whatever. There's also a stable if you want to put the horse up for the night. But if you just go in there right now, that you can just kind of walk up and just throw your little rein over the area. And yeah,
All right.
it's pretty busy. I mean, it's nighttime now, and there's somebody playing the piano. There's women and men. They're in there drinking. You see some gambling going on. This is definitely a really nice place. It's actually, all things considered, being how sleepy the place is, this is a pretty big establishment. You can see that there's a sign right on the side. You can get rooms. There is the liquor prices here are a little higher than you would think for such a place, and yeah, you can definitely see people are having a good time. Nobody likes, the music doesn't like cut out when you walk in or anything. People don't seem to really notice.
So do I feel like this is much nicer than it would be for a town like this? Like there's a lot of money being invested that wouldn't ordinarily, or?
Yeah, you would think that this is, in this part of the country that such a kind of a fancy establishment would be rare. So they're clearly very well off here.
All right. So I think I'm just going to head up to the bar.
Okay.
And I'm going to say to the bartender, I said, hey, can I get 2 shots of whiskey?
Sure. Okay. So when you walk up and a lady comes up, lady bartender, and she says, she reaches down, puts 2 glasses up, takes the whiskey, puts it across, and she says, new in town, huh?
Yeah, this is a mighty fine establishment. And as I'm saying this, I'm going to be looking around. Do I see anywhere in the crowd Jim and possibly any of the other guys that I saw earlier on the bridge?
But no, they went the other direction. They went like out of town. So if they had come back this way, you would have seen them. So they're not here now, anyways. You don't see anybody maybe you see people that you saw on the street, but not those guys.
All right. So anyway, I've said this is a mighty fine establishment.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you. We take pride in it. Sally is the diamond in the rough of the valley, as they say.
Oh, so there is a Sally here that owns Sally's.
You ain't been around much, have you? There's always a Sally.
Well, sometimes it's named after Sally. When someone starts a bar, someone they remember, or is this a real? You don't often see a real Sally owning a bar.
Why not?
Just sometimes you don't. I've been in the West a long time. Haven't seen that many. Do you own this establishment? Is that you? Are you Sally?
Do I look like a Sally?
I'm just asking.
And she smiles and she says, no, I'm Doris. There ain't no Sally.
Oh,
come on now.
See, see, now you had me fooled there, Doris. You kept pulling my leg.
No. Walter owns his place. He bought it up from the previous owner there maybe like 5 years ago.
So business is pretty good. I heard about some interesting kind of stories about some people, some murders and whatnot. That hasn't hurt business at all around here.
Well, it definitely has brought some people asking, and as long as those people keep buying whiskey,
I'll buy another shot.
So
I heard there was a minister killed. Seems kind of unusual. Member of the flock or someone not pleased with his sermon?
No, he was a drifter. Yeah, he did call himself the preacher. That's for sure.
So you give me kind of a look like he wasn't the most respectable man.
Well, I ain't seen too many preachers riding to town with a 6-gun on their side.
Oh, I've known some preachers that were some pretty good shots, but that's another story. So he comes into town here and just for a few days, you said, before he got killed?
Did I say that?
He said he drifted into town. Was it a week ago?
No, I'm just messing with that. Yeah, no, she said,
okay.
Yeah, no, because the other guy said that to them, but that's okay. Yes.
Did they say that?
yeah. We'll get that because 2 different things. Yeah. So no, she says, oh yeah, he was only in town maybe a couple days, then he found himself dead. I think what they say, right? You live by the 6-gun, you die by the 6-gun. This town don't take much to gunfighters, especially those that think they're faster than others.
Oh, so he kind of, even though he called himself a preacher, he made it clear that he was a fast gun?
Well, I think anybody walking around with the gun on their hip, calling himself a preacher, asking too many questions, will find themselves in trouble.
Oh, who was he asking questions to? I'll put a silver dollar. Here's a tip for you, by the way. I like your service.
You know, I'm off in an hour. And then she pours you another whiskey and walks away. She takes $1, of course.
All right, so I look Sophia.
Yeah. And when she does that, she actually taps another girl on the shoulder who comes up and it says, "You need a drink?" Like
So I'm
she's
gonna
kind of
watch
sending her
where
over to
she-
help you.
Does she go like up to the main office or anything like that?
No, she just starts working the other half of the bar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did anyone check our guns when we came in, Daniel?
No.
Okay.
No, but as you look around, you don't see too many people armed. There's a handful of people, but most people do not have any kind of firearms on their side or anything.
And how soon is it until we're supposed to meet up at the church?
Oh, like 2 hours.
Okay, so we've got an hour to meet up with.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Did you want to address anybody, Sophia? Did you walk in and sit down with JT, or did you go somewhere else?
No, I think I walked in with JT.
Okay.
But Sophia's she's gonna look for a card game, see if she can get some information that way.
Okay, sure. Yeah, you see people playing. If you linger long enough, one of them will look up and be like, "Oh, we'll deal you in if you want."
Well, that'd be mighty kind of you.
All right, though. Well, this isn't no penny stakes here, though. We do 25 cents.
Oh no, that's a pretty big bargain, but I suppose I'll take that bet, and she'll throw in a quarter.
Okay. Yeah. So you sit down. They deal you into the hand of poker. I think it's just a straight roll for poker. Let's see if you win or not. Let's see. Yeah, it's a percentile. So roll percentile to see if you win the hand. We'll say there's 3 guys because I have 6 dice here.
All right, sounds good. I got a 43.
Okay, so no, you actually you have the worst hand of all, everybody. So you lose 50 cents because 25 to bid and 1 bet. So he goes around the table and you lose 50 cents. But yeah, they're talking about they seem to be farmers. They would seem to work on one of the farms together as hands. They're all the 3 guys are new in town, like within a month or so, based on just like little bits of information you get. Unless you want to ask something very specific.
Well, you guys are new here. Did you happen to replace someone from before?
Well, no. Well, everybody replaces someone. Mr. Dawson's been buying up some farms around here, and he needed some workers. He put out a call. He's got some other farms 3 counties over, so we were working out there, and we got better jobs here. So yeah, I guess the previous farmer must have left. Didn't leave any of their hands or nothing.
Let's see. Huh? No, that's awfully mighty odd. Who's Mr. Dawson?
Oh well, Mr. Dawson is well, I hate to call him a farmer, though he does own a lot of farms. He's got some money and he buys up farms and he makes places nicer like this. Like look at how nice this saloon is.
This is a mighty fine saloon.
Yeah, places run better when one person owns everything.
Yeah, I suppose that makes sense. Has Dawson ever had to, you ever heard of him strong-arming people to get them to sell their land?
Oh, I wouldn't know nothing about that. High or low?
High.
It doesn't seem like you can't get a beat on whether or not he's lying or not. No. They basically say they don't know anything about that.
Well, you know how those businessmen are. They're always trying to strong-arm somebody, right? She just kind of laughs.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. He's always treated us well. We got a nickel a week raise coming out here.
Nickel a week. That's fancy right there.
That's right.
Well, heck, I may just have to talk my Bo over there and seeing if he can find some work for Mr. Dawson.
Oh, yeah. It's good work. I bet you can. Always work. He's always expanding.
All right.
Cool. All right. Yeah. So you have this conversation while you're gambling. Out of the Undertaker, when you guys come out, you see the horses of your friends at Sally's, like tied up. Did you want to?
With
Was there
some
somewhere
other
you wanted to
folks.
go, or did you want to go over to Sally's? Because you got like another, 2 hours before you need to meet.
I mean, you said you wanted to check out the bank. It might be too late, might be closed or whatever. But if you still want to do that, we have time.
Yeah, I reckon they keep the bankers' hours.
Yeah, the bank's definitely closed.
1 to 2 on Tuesdays.
Well, how about we head over to the hardware store?
I like hardware.
Okay.
Well, let's
you
see.
want to
Yeah.
go to the Mercantile? All right. Yeah, sure. You head over there. There's like nobody in there but the one person cleaning up.
Okay.
It's an old guy. You open the door, the bell jingles. He looks up. He says, "Hi, caught me as I was cleaning up. How can I help you, boys?"
Howdy there.
Howdy.
Well, we're just looking for some wares. I'm looking for a hunting knife.
Oh yeah, we got the finest knives in town. I
Where?
can get you some here. I'll show you what I got, and also I got a catalog here. We could order one by the mail if you don't see something you like here. And he kind of signals you to come back.
Yeah, he goes over
He
there.
has any sabers. Or if he can.
Yeah, he's got like a little like display of knives, with the various bone handles, and he's got a Bowie knife, and then he's got some smaller ones.
Yeah, he looks at the bone handle one and says, "Ooh, that one looks mighty fine. How much do you want for that one?"
Normally this would be $3, but for you I'll give it to you for $2, only because I know you're going to be a good customer otherwise.
Well, you sure have a good eye. And he takes out $2 and buys that knife.
Okay, yeah.
And he examines it and he goes like, I've never seen a knife with this kind of handle before. You have some fine ware here in the store.
Well, thank you. I take
You been
pride
around?
in it.
Nice. You been around here for a long time?
Oh yeah, we've had this store here some 10 years. Grew up from when the town was just little.
I see. So you're one of them real native locals then.
Oh yeah.
Well, sure is a nice town. There are a lot of farms around here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Is there anything interesting to do around here for hunting?
Oh, not in the valley so much, with all the farmland around here.
Yeah.
Keeps the animals away. You could head out to the north a bit, though, into the hills. You can find some stuff out there. There's some decent fishing if you follow the creek down.
Cool.
You need
I
a fishing
see.
pole?
Well, you got one.
Oh, yeah.
What do you say?
Finest selection.
What do you say? He like elbows a brother Shaggy. So, you want to get a fishing pole and go fishing?
Oh, I could use some fish, but actually, what do you happen to have any cavalry sabers or something like that?
Oh, you and your sabers. This fella's always looking for some a souvenir.
Yeah, there's lots of battles out there to remember.
Uh-huh. No, I don't sell anything like that, but I got a catalog. We could probably order one for you. Yeah, people don't use sabers much anymore. In times of peace like we are in now.
Well, I mean,
I
that
got a
makes lots of
bayonet.
sense. Is it used? Has it been used in a battle at some point?
Well, it's what they call surplus,
Gotcha.
army surplus.
Are there any military men in town who might have a saber or might have a story or two about their time?
Oh yeah, that's a good question. Roll high or low?
Hi.
Oh yeah, there is actually Abraham. Abraham the bulldozer, we call him. He's a big man. Works out there for Mr. Dawson. You know Mr. Dawson? You must work for Mr. Dawson. You're in town.
I heard about Mr. Dawson. He's that big fella with all that money.
Mm-hmm.
I heard that there's quite an opportunity in this town if you're working for Mr. Dawson.
That's right. That's right.
Right. Well,
Abraham.
I'm
What do you
only
think
hoping
about-
he doesn't try to take over my business. Business been booming since Dawson been here, but you know, farmers don't come in town as much as they used to, and you can only sell so many, you know, coonskin caps and knives, if you know what I'm saying.
right. My friend and I were here for some hunting, and we're traveling to Amarillo, Texas. But you know, since we hear that there's good opportunity here, we're thinking about talking to Mr. Dodson and working for him. But what do you think about him? Is he a good fella to work for?
Well, I don't know. He seemed to bring work into town, but seems like he's out picking up all the farms, putting them under his own company, and now he has his goods shipped in from God knows where. Sorry for my language. And yeah, you know, the farmers used to come here to get their seeds and such, and now Dawson's controlling all that.
Well,
So,
can't imagine
I can't-
all them folks trying to leave the place. I mean, he must be giving them a whole lot of money if the fella's buying up all them farms.
Yeah, that's my understanding. People seem to be selling. They first they would talk about, oh no, we don't want to sell. We love it here. Now it's like it seems like they can't wait to leave. Probably lost half the farmers in the last 6 months.
I see.
That's a serious expansion. Are they all going west? Are they seeking other opportunities in particular? Do you know?
You know, everybody's got their own story: west, east, north, south.
Are any farmers around here looking for some handy folks?
I don't know any off the top of my head, but I'll tell you what: everybody comes in town on Saturday for the exchange. You know, when people do a little festival there in town, probably see a lot of farmers there. Might save you some time instead of riding out to each of them.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like a good idea.
These people who
Well,
who work for Dotson, are they? I mean, they must come in here and buy things. Are they farmers? Are they cattle? Cattle? I mean, do you know what kind of backgrounds they have? I'd like to know what kind of work might be available.
No, this area is all farming. There's no ranches around here. They get their supplies from like I said, I don't know where. They come in once in a while to buy some, you know, some hard candies and the occasional thing, some bullets, whatever. But generally speaking, they're not coming in here so much. They you know, farming types.
You know, old timer, I reckon they're all coming from San Francisco. I heard that's a place where they're sending out all the goods out here in the West.
Yeah, maybe I got to go to San Francisco. I don't know, but so
And
far
I'll,
work's been good.
I'll look through his catalog if I can, and
Yeah.
just see. I don't know. I'll pick up random bits of information that you can share with me later if they're relevant.
Well, thanks a lot for the knife, old timer. I'll see you around, dude.
Yeah, I mean the
Done.
catalog's like a Sears catalog. You could order, you know, a cologne and vests and buttons and knives and sabers. You can order anything you want, really. He just gets a mail order. It's not his own catalog. It's like a catalog of a place that you can buy from up back east.
Back east. Okay.
Yeah, it's like basically a supplier, basically. Like a supplier catalog. Cool. Yeah, so you get your knife, you come out. And, okay. Back at the Sally's, we'll say between all that shopping and stuff, about an hour or so has gone by, JT. And
So
you
I'm
see
gonna try to-
she seems to be eyeballing you more and more as the hour progresses. And then at some point she takes off her apron and she kind of goes from behind the bar and then she leaves through the back door. And she's
I'll
going
just-
outside. You can see the door open up.
I'll follow her, and I'm just looking behind just to make sure if anyone's watching me or anything as I head out the back door.
Yeah, so you mosey along. You see Sophia over there playing some poker, and Doris in the back. When you get out there, she's in the alley. She's rolling a cigarette. She's like leaning over a barrel. She's like rolling up a cigarette. She looks up and she says, "Ah."
I said, I just got the feeling when we were talking about that maybe you had a little more to say about this than you wanted to inside the saloon.
She looks around like kind of nervously, and then she kind of like finishes a cigarette and puts it in her mouth. Waiting for you to light it because.
Okay, I will light the cigarette. I thought she was about to say something.
She is
So I will
happy to light
very
a cigarette.
dramatically light it.
There's that pause where she takes it, she inhales, and then she says, she walks up kind of close to you, then she reaches behind you and closes the door. And she says, I think that preacher was a hired gun. And if that's what you are, you might want to be careful.
Why is that?
Unless you want to end up with no head.
Well, I heard about that. Why would someone? I mean, it's one thing to kill a hired gun or gunslinger or whatever, but cut his head off, that seems pretty dramatic.
Well, high or low?
Low.
Well, she gets a little nervous again. She hears noise inside. She kind of stops for a second. She says, meet me at the bridge in an hour. Then she drops her cigarette and puts it out, and then she walks away.
And we're supposed to, will that be at the same time we're going to be at the church, or can we get to the church and then, because if I show up with a whole group, I don't want her to get scared.
It's around the same time, But yes, you could have enough time to do that.
Oh, I have enough time to meet her at the bridge and to go back? Or
It'll be around the same time, but I'm saying things are pretty close together. So if you want to go to the church first and then go to the bridge, you probably could do that. But you'd have to be fast at the church.
Okay, so what I'll do
people
is...
don't have, it's like nobody's wearing a watch. So everything's kind of loose.
Right, so we'll go to the church. I've completed my thing because I want to tell these guys about what I've learned, then I want to hear what they learned, and then I want to go to the bridge. And I'll go there, and then maybe we'll have people follow or something,
Fair enough. Does anybody else want to do anything else besides meet at the church, or do you want to meet somewhere else? Or like, there's enough time if John and Brother Shaggy want to go to the Sally's, you could do that. Otherwise, we could just you could meet.
Yeah, we want to go.
Or if there's something else, yeah.
We want to go to Sally's, or at least
Okay.
John wants to go to Sally's.
Okay. All right,
Yeah,
cool.
I
How about
agree.
you? All right, yeah. So you guys go in. You maybe you show up just as you see as you walk in. You look around and you see JT walking out the back door, and you see Sophia engaged in a game of cards. It's like 8:00 at this point.
Yeah,
People
John
are
walks up to the bar.
gambling and drinking. Yeah.
Yeah, he just looks at Sophie and recognizes JT, but he doesn't act like he knows him. He just goes up to the bar and just plops himself on one of the stools and says, Some drinks, please, miss.
Okay, yeah. A younger girl comes up to you and she pours you drinks. She kind of nods, and then turns around and starts serving somebody else.
Yeah, he just
Unless you want to
observes.
show some favor. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you could see that this is definitely getting. It's a bustling place. It's probably the only place to really go. There's a lot of like relatively young, mostly men, that are clients here. They seem to be like laborers, like farmers and stuff. You can tell by the, they're not dressed in. They're definitely in their nicest clothes, but their nicest clothes aren't super nice, if that makes sense. They're spending money like pretty readily, and and there are some women too that are just kind of general customers. And then there's also some, ladies of the night, and that business is going on. And then there are, like I say, there's an area where you could rent a room, like to actually stay as a hotel as well.
Get a room here, if I could.
Okay, yeah. If you want a room, then the woman will, the bartender will call over a man who take your information. He gives you like a logbook. You have to write down your name or whatever in it. In the room, this is a good hotel. So this is $1 per night.
Nice.
Yeah,
And
and you got to pay.
signed-
And he says, got to pay up front.
Well, I reckon that's the way things go around here. Takes out $1 and gives it to him. Signs John Williams.
Okay.
And he says, well, $1. Seems like there's a lot of action going on tonight. A lot of gambling action. How are things around here?
Oh, yeah, it's Friday night. This is the big night. All the boys been out in the field working all week. They just got their pay, and they come up here and do all the sinning they're going to do so they can confess on Sunday at church. He laughs.
Well, I think I'm going to go over there and win some of their money. And
He smiles.
he heads out there and picks out a table that's not the same one as Sophia.
Okay.
And says, hey, fellas, do you mind if I join in for a game?
No, sit down. 25 cents. Ante up.
25 cents. All right, there you go. And he puts it down.
Okay, we can roll percentile to see if you win versus these three guys. Oh, my house is
93.
85. Oh, nice. Woo, you got some luck. It's like the guy had like 3 of a kind or something, and you had a straight or whatever, because he had an 85. Yes, you win. Yeah. So you end up with 50 cents a piece. So you end up you win $1.50 basically.
How about another round?
Yeah, I mean to play a few rounds. These guys actually, let me see, high or low?
Hi.
Okay, yeah, these guys, you realize as you're talking to them, these people are actually there's three people here. Two of them are like new people, like the people Crystal's been talking to, but one is actually the son of a farmer who's been here for a while.
Okay.
Yeah, his name is Chester.
Cool.
And he says, he tells you that he is, because he's actually talking to them. This is how you find this out. He's having a conversation with the other guys, and he's there. He's like, "Oh, don't worry, I'm going to stick around because if my father sells the farm, I'll just stay here and work for Mr. Dawson. I'm sure he'll take me on." And so you get the idea that like his father is considering selling, and that Dawson's considering buying.
I see. Well, Mr. Dodson, he's a good fellow to work for.
Oh yeah, Dawson is he's good. He pays well. And you don't have to worry about nothing. It's like you come in, you work, he takes care of all that end of it. We grew up too long with our parents having to own property and deal with that when times weren't good. It's much easier just to work for somebody else.
That's for sure. So he pays well, I reckon.
Yeah, he pays enough to keep us in drinks and gambling.
That's good. Well, your father has had the farm here for a long time.
Oh yeah, we've been here some 10 years. No, he was the father. 30 years. My father's had this farm. He came here
Thir-
when.
30 years.
Yep.
He spent
come
his
here
entire life here.
Yep.
Good portion of his adult life here, I'd imagine.
Yeah. I mean, he's probably one of the few that have really put up a stink about not wanting to leave. But I don't know. All of a sudden, he seems like he wants to. He told me not like a month ago that he would never leave, and now he's talking about leaving. I hear him arguing with my mom about it.
Where would you go thereafter if you're selling the farm? Well, I mean, if they're selling the farm, where would they go?
Well, that's what they're trying to figure out. What they're going to do. My mom seems adamant about leaving. She says it's getting rough around here. I don't know what that's supposed to mean.
Hmm. Well, if you want to play another hand, I'm happy to do so. But if not, if you're all out, then I ought to be heading out as well.
All right. Yeah, we'll figure you can wrap up. You get that information from them, and then you realize it's getting close to 9 o'clock. Did you want to do anything else in here, Brother Shaggy, during that time period where he's gambling? Or
You want to go let the dog out real quick?
Okay. So he let the dog out. How about Sophie? Sophia, did you want to do anything else, or are you just gambling? Any other questions you had for your guys?
I'm just gambling right now.
Okay. So we'll say it's getting close to the meeting point. We'll meet up at the church. So it's 9 o'clock. I guess I'm assuming you leave, in batches, so it's not obvious, and you rendezvous back behind the church. We'll do a cut, and then you're there, just like they do in the movies.
Do you want us to talk about everything, or just assume that everything that everyone's heard we know?
You can share all the information if you'd like. If everybody just agrees to that, that's fine. Unless it's something somebody wants to keep secret, but I don't know why that would be.
Yeah, John basically, thinks that Dotson has been, scaring the farmers to sell their farms to, increase his wealth and have monopoly in the town, basically. And he thinks that the farmers were killed in order to compel the farmers to sell them.
And then they hired the gunman, who was the quote preacher, to fight back. And so they killed him and had his head chopped off to show nobody should do that.
Yeah.
Well,
Does that sound about right?
Yeah, I heard from this. I got this this bartender, Doris. She wants to meet me out at the bridge. She says she knows something about the preacher. I don't know whether it's a setup or not, but I don't know whether she's working for these guys or what. But I was thinking maybe I go out there with you guys following. Maybe she's got some information on this Dawson. Is there something she's either, but really, if she's a good actor, she's scared of something. She wants to tell me something, but again, she wants me to meet at the bridge. And since that was the site of the other murders, I'm kind of wondering if it's a setup.
Well, we know for certain that Dotson is responsible for the killing of all these 4 folks. And the law ain't doing nothing about it, because we're told that lawman came here after the death of the 3 folks. Didn't do anything after speaking with Dotson. So,
for all we know, he killed whatever lawman was out here.
Right. And we're also told that he has half a dozen henchmen. So if you're expecting trouble, well, we're probably outnumbered.
Yeah, I met 4 of them on the bridge. I just got a feeling now they were heading out of town, but I don't know if, again, if they're coming back, again, or whether she has information that we need or not. Because I was thinking if I went out there, if it'd be real good to have some backup.
You got us.
Yeah, maybe we should go together. And I'm concerned for this young lady's safety. We should probably go in force and be ready to.
Well, I don't want to draw attention if by making a big group. I say the three of us hang back just a little bit, maybe get around the bridge as best we can. That gorge isn't very deep. We could easily cross on foot.
Right. I'll have to
Oh, I like
find
that.
I'll have to find a higher ground and find a good vantage point, and I could cover you with my rifle.
All right, I'll walk up like I'm just. Well, I'll give you guys some time maybe to get in front of me and around the sides, and then I'll just walk up like I'm going to meet with her. But I'll be ready to, hit the deck if I see anybody or whatever. Or certainly if you see guys lying in wait for me, feel free to start shooting.
Is there any bell tower or some higher vantage point that I could climb up to?
There is the church. It would probably put you at extreme range, I think, though. High or low?
I'll roll high.
Okay, so yeah, you'll be at extreme range, but I will count it as long range, so you'll get a bonus because you're up high, but you're still at long range from the tower, which is not ideal for you. But you'll be able to see everything. So if you're a good shot, it might be worth it. In other words, you're going to be at, because you have a rifle, right? Yeah,
Yep.
so you're going to be at like 200, between 80 and 200 inches, which means which is 800 to 2,000 feet. But because you're up high, we'll drop you down to long range, which will just be a penalty of -20. But you can see everything, which is nice.
Yeah, he's gonna take that chance.
All righty.
And my notes.
Wish I had my
Stickies.
sound effects for the meeting on it. Tumbleweeds blowing.
Sound effects.
The Morricone music. Do 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 do.
We'll have you work on the post processing of this. We're not that kind of actual play over here. We just play.
Yeah. It's funny how Yog said, "Oh, we got to help the girl," and I'm like, "I think she's setting me up." My cynical view. He's like, "We have to help her." Nah. If I get hit,
Okay.
she's going.
All right. So quick thing. Is everybody back?
I'm here.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, I'm here with my.
And three of us have whiskey that we're drinking because
Nice.
of the that goes with the plot. I think.
That's right.
Yes.
Whiskey on the rocks.
I like it. Question or do you want to try to go to the preacher to try to get into the church, or are you just going to climb the outside of it to get to the bell tower there, John?
He's gonna be sane, and he's gonna go through the church interior.
Okay, perfect. All right, so what we'll do is, I mean, that's fine. You'll be able to get up there, but of course it's night and everything. You'll have to convince the preacher to do it. So what we're going to do is it will just make a certain number of turns that it will take from the time that they interact with the girl before you're actually at the top of the tower. Does he care? That way we don't have to like run through that. So roll a d10. Divided by 2. Round it up.
I got 7 divided by 2, 4.
4. Okay, so it'll be 4 turns from when like they actually get to the bridge, till you're actually at the top and you can get your good vantage point. Okay, so what's the plan with everybody else? 3 of you are gonna ride out to the bridge, or what's Shaggy and Sophia gonna do?
Sophia and Shaggy, I was thinking would go first so that they could be in position, which would also give John a little bit of time. I felt like. Because I'd rather
Well,
have
remember
them
that you were
in
meeting
position.
her remember you guys just met at 9:00 to talk about all this stuff, and you were supposed to meet her then, so you're already slightly behind.
All right. Well, I would
So that's
say
the question.
I don't
how long
want
do you
to.
want to? How late do you want to be?
I'm a little worried about
to your date.
scaring her if I show up with 2 other people. So I guess you guys maybe go on either side of the bridge. And is there a way they can go just another route so it's not clear that they're with me?
You could split off and go down the road a bit, a couple of turns down, and then come back up the water. Because it's not deep. You could walk up the stream. Like I said, it's only about a foot deep.
Well, I was going to go
it will
down.
be slow.
I was going to go down the gorge on one side and then come back up the gorge on the other side.
Oh, and be on the other side of the bridge? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, but further down so you can't be seen.
Right. Yes.
Okay. We'll say to the north. What about Brother Shaggy?
Yeah, we're gonna
Say
we're gonna
together?
be we're gonna be a 2-person team doing the gorge thing, I think.
Okay, perfect. All right, let me just make my...
We can do more damage that way.
Let me make my battle map. So I know where everybody is. Not that there's going to be a battle. I would never insinuate there'd be a battle now. It is Boot Hill. Somebody's going to die. All right, so you guys spread off. You guys head off down. You gallop down. You're going to cross over. So we'll do the same thing. Roll it, either Crystal or Benji. Roll a d10, divided by 2, rounded up. That's how many rounds it'll be before you, or turns before you're in a place where you can actually
I
interact.
got an 8. So divided by
Okay, so-
2, that's 4.
4. Okay, so that's easy. So it's the same. I don't have to keep 2 timers. That makes my life easy. Okay, so yeah, you this is all going to be from the time that you interact with her, because we're not going to be. You can't really coordinate. It's not like you have throat mics and stuff. You're not spies. So you head over to the bridge. Are you on foot? I'm assuming. JT?
Yeah, I'm gonna go on foot.
Okay. Yeah, so you approach the bridge. You can see at first the moon's out, the big full moon shining down. You see this beautiful barmaid leaning on the rail at the thing. You see the little firefly of her cigarette butt as she's smoking. She's looking around nervously because you're a little bit late. She's not used to men standing her up.
And as I approach, do I see anything? People crouching in the shadows, or any signs of anyone out? You said there's the full moon. You said
It's bright.
So-
Yeah, sure. Roll a percentile die. That gives to
okay.
me. I'm rolling as well.
Okay. 81.
Oh, nice. Okay, yeah. You notice as you're kind of coming across, and you can see on the other side of the bridge, it's hard to make out, but there's bushes and trees and stuff. In the tree line, you think you see a glint of, well, actually, you don't see a glint, you hear like a horse on the other side, but you don't see anything, but it seems to be coming from the other side of the river.
So what I'd like to do is, does it matter? I've got let me just check my armaments here. I got
Let me make sure I have a gun.
I got a fast draw revolver and
Yep.
a cap and ball, but I don't necessarily. Does it hurt? It doesn't hurt me to have them in holstered, or does there something? If I pull my gun, I don't want. If I pull my gun, then they're going to know that I know they're.
If you have your gun out, then you can aim, which would then give you a benefit. But if you're just drawing a single gun, then it's not really, no. Assuming they're doing the same. So basically, you wouldn't have a penalty for drawing, but if somebody had a gun out already, they would get a bonus, if that makes sense.
All right. So I approach and I take off my cap. I said, "Howdy, ma'am. Sorry, I was
Okay,
a little bit late, a little delayed."
Yeah, she turns and she says, well, I gotta tell you, you're sure you weren't followed, right?
Nope, made sure of it. That's why it took me a little bit longer.
All right. She seems nervous, but she kind of walks off the bridge towards you, and she says, because she's talking softly, so she wants to get close to you, and she says, Dawson's behind this. I think he's having these farmers scared off, and those that didn't get scared off, he killed. That preacher was a hired gunman. I told them not to do it. I told them all they got to do is find Samuel out west. He's the brother of one of those farmers that got killed, and he can show that paperwork was falsely signed after Samuel died. It's not his signature because he's got the family Bible.
And was the preacher Samuel, or no? That's someone they hired.
No, Samuel is the brother of one of the farmers who got killed.
Okay. And again, they found that out, the other people. So but they would have told me this when we met at the church.
No, nobody knows this. She's telling you now.
Oh, okay.
This is something nobody knows. She's telling you now that some of the people I'll just briefly summarize that some of the people, because you were right, basically, on most of what you guys had determined. Some of the people wanted to send somebody out to find this brother Samuel who could prove through the law that Dawson's been, illegally taking properties. But the majority of the farmers decided to hire a gunfighter instead. And when they did, the gunfighter was killed. So one of the 3 farmers that was killed, is his brother Samuel can prove that he wouldn't have sold because he didn't sign that paperwork properly.
And no one's gone out there yet to San Francisco?
Well, no, now everybody's afraid. Dawson's got his eye on everybody. And as she says that, of course, dramatically, you hear, and out of the brush, a huge man on a horse comes charging at you, fire from his head, or rather he's holding a torch in one hand, and in his other hand is a saber as he plows down at you with his horse. And this is round 2.
I'm going to draw my fast draw.
All right.
And shoot at him. I'm going to...
Okay, so...
Wait, obviously...
So here's the thing.
Yep, go ahead.
Here's the thing. Movement happens first in Boot Hill. So
okay,
we're going to roll a D10 just to see who moves first. If he gets up on you with the horse, he might be able to trample you before you can draw. So you want to win this roll. Let me roll first. All right, we got a 3.
Well, we'll see.
Do not roll less than a 3.
I rolled a 3.
Okay, so that's the side. So what we'll say is you're moving at the same time. You can move to one, dive off to the side or whatever. He's riding right at you. You could jump into the river. You could do anything you want, but you're going to move at the same time. But because of that, you're moving while you're drawing your gun, so it will affect your speed. That's the reason why I say that.
Okay.
He's going to kind of come down on you, so you will get to shoot at him, but he might go first. So let me just see. Let's just roll another D10 because he's actually not using a gun. He's going to use a melee attack. Okay. Actually, no, I'm sorry. Gunfire goes first. So actually, you would shoot him first. So you draw your gun and you're able to shoot at him. Go ahead.
Okay, and I roll...
Yep, you know how to do it, right? You roll percentile against... He's actually right up on top of you. I'm going to say, because you're running and dodging, that you are going to be minus 30. But you're in short range, so which is plus 10. So you're minus 20 because of that. And you can shoot up to 3 shots. The first one will be minus 20, then it'll be minus 30, then minus 40 if you want to take 3 shots.
All right.
And you can choose after each one shoot, yeah.
94.
Okay, that's your gun does not jam, but you miss by a mile.
Okay, but high is bad.
Yes,
okay.
You want to roll under your percentile.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay.
So hold on, look at your base accuracy. I'm sorry, I should have said that. What's your base accuracy?
My
for that weapon, it should be on the second line of the weapon.
76.
Chart. Okay, so the first shot you had a 56% chance because you're minus 20.
Okay.
So now you have a 46% chance on the second shot.
All right.
Yeah, you want to hit him.
31.
Okay, that hits. Okay, so that's one hit. Roll a percentile to see where it hits. Actually, hold on. Roll a percentile to see if it hits the horse.
I rolled 24.
Okay, it hits the horse. You actually shoot the horse? Wow, you're mean. Roll a percentile to see where it hits the horse.
Okay. 46.
Oh my god, the left shoulder, so the left front leg of the horse. Roll another percentile to see how bad of a wound it is.
26.
Okay, so it's a light wound, so the horse is okay. Well, pretty much, you get one more shot. And this one is going to be only a 36% chance of hitting.
09.
Oh, nice.
9.
Okay, hits again. Roll another percentile. Roll over 40 so you don't hit the horse.
97.
Oh, there you go. You hit him. Now roll another percentile for location.
14.
14. Oh, his right leg, which actually makes sense because you shot the horse on the left side. Because the horse charged at you like. You shoot him in his right leg. Roll another percentile for how severe it is.
33.
Okay, for a right leg, that's a light wound. Okay, so you nick him. It's not enough to really to kill him or anything. The horse is pretty pissed off, and he's going to swing at you with his saber.
I got 3 shots. This could be it for JT McBain.
All right, so
being paid back.
All right, so I'm going to add 1 to the attack because he's using a long weapon, and then we'll see what it is. All right, so 27. So 2 and 7 is 9 plus 1 is 10. glancing below. Okay, so you're going to take 1 point of damage.
Okay.
It actually gets 2 attacks. You get 2 attacks when you brawl. And the second one is 3, 4. Miss. Okay, so yeah, he kind of charged at you. You're like, he swings his sword, and you just like glancing below. It just like nicks you in the arm or whatever. A little bit of blood comes out. You take the damage off your strength, obviously. I should see the location though, because it might matter if it's on like your arm or something. That's your shooting arm. Let me just roll the location. It wouldn't normally matter, but for this it does. Yeah, right hand. So if you're right-handed, which you probably are, you're going to take a penalty on shooting your gun now.
Where does it say my hand here?
Well, it's whatever handedness you are in life.
Ah, well, that's right-handed. Okay.
Yeah, that's why.
So I'm
probably most
minus
people are
10,
right-handed.
you said?
You are minus 5 on shooting.
All right.
Yeah, because you're hurt in the hand. You cut your hand with the sword, but not your head, which is good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not in the neck.
Right, so now it's round 3. He kind of circles around on the horse. He's going to stand right next to you, though, but you actually get to shoot him first if you want, because guns go first.
I'm shooting him.
Unless you want to move. Boy, the fact that guns go first is really interesting.
Yes.
Because you really shouldn't use a saber. This guy should learn.
Yeah, so I guess
You could move. You're at the edge of the bridge now. You dove out of the way, but you're at the edge of the bridge. Your friends haven't come yet.
can I get to an area where I've got some cover, like down?
You
I'll
could
go down.
You
the
could
bank.
dive under the bridge. You could get under the bridge. Yeah.
Well, I want to be to where I can still shoot him.
You could charge under the bridge and shoot him.
Okay, so I'm
So
going to
remember,
get
it's
to
about
some
5
cover under the bridge, and then I'm going to shoot at him again.
Okay, so roll a d10 to see if you go before he does or not. This is going to matter because there's other people involved in this now. He got an 8.
Oh shit! 8.
Oh my god! What's
So
simultaneous? Yeah, so you hear splashing as off the side of the bank. You hear a few more men running towards, and you hear them yelling, "Shoot him!" Then you run under the bridge. He can't follow you on the horse. So you're basically free from the saber. Unfortunately, these guys are going to shoot at you. You look to your left because you're under the bridge now, and you see 2 men running down the water towards you. Both of them are armed with rifles.
This could be it for me.
And you got the guy on the horse. So you're faster than anybody, so you get to go first. What would you like to do?
So the
Who do you
guy on
wanna
the
shoot?
horse can't get me. I'm going to try to shoot one of the guys, the closest one charging.
Okay. So they are running. They're not dodging, though. They're just running. Okay, so you're minus 10 for that. They're at medium. Okay, so you're going to be a minus 10. So what'd you have originally? 76 was your chance?
Yes. So
Okay,
66
so you're
on the first
66 and then minus 5 because
Right.
the hand being shot.
So the first guy-
So 61 is your first chance. Yep.
100.
Did you roll 100, really?
He rolled 100. Fuck. Pardon my French.
Hey, it's the G-rated show.
know, I'm sorry.
because you
I
run
know
down
what
into the
you're-
water
That's a good
and
thing, right?
you run down into the water and you hear pfft, and your gun is like a dud because maybe you got wet or something. You get more shots though. You go faster. You shoot. You can still shoot again.
I'll try
'Cause you don't
again.
have yeah. The guns don't jam. They're just
73. Missed again.
oh
Man,
okay.
I'm going to get
One
killed.
more shot. You're about to get shot.
Yeah. 93.
Oh my god.
Well,
You
boys,
need
that's
those
it for
rolls
me.
for the location. All right,
Yes.
so both these guys are going to shoot, and then actually the next round, everybody's going to be in play because all of the rest of the characters are going to run. All right, they have rifles. They only have a 50% chance of hitting, though. They're not very good. But they're running, which makes
the
them
water.
in the water, yeah, which makes them minus 20. But they are at short range for their rifles, which is plus 10. So they're minus 10 total. So they have a 40% chance. They each can only shoot once. Someone's going to roll 2 percentiles. The first one is 57. That misses. And the second one is nope. Oh, no, that's 17. Yeah. So one may hit you. All right. So location 12, severity 22. 12 sounds like a leg or something. Let me just quit. I should make myself a GM screen for this. It says back from the book. 12 is your right leg. You get shot in the right leg for a light wound, so you'll take 3 points of damage.
That's 4
Is
altogether.
that bad or
Well, I got a strength of, where is that? 15.
Okay, so you've taken 4
that
points
make
so far.
sense?
So
Yeah.
you're not down more than half. So your penalty is still only -5. Okay,
All right.
so that's all what happened. They had army rifles. They shoot. They actually only have one shot with the army rifles. So now coming into play, up at the tower there, John, you pop up and you can see that you have the full view of this bridge. You can see that your friend has got like under the bridge. He's kind of squatting under the bridge a little bit. You can see him just sticking his arm out shooting. And you see a man on a horse with a saber, kind of at the bank, like in a torch. He's kind of swinging it around. He seems to be directing men. You see 2 men running down the river. They both just fired rifles. And then on the other side of the bridge, you see 2 more men coming. So 4 men total are closing in on JT. You also, because your position, you can see that on the north side of the bridge where the 2 guys just shot, you see Sophia and Brother Shaggy both pop out. So at this point, we're going to go by our base speed to see who's going to go first and stuff. So does anybody beat 0? I'm sure you all do. Who has? I think John is probably. What's your base speed, John, with the rifle? I know you're really fast. Oh no, that's not true. Actually, Brother Shaggy's probably the fastest one.
Yeah.
But go ahead. What's your base speed?
72%.
No, the base speed should be above that. The chunk before.
Above the weapon?
Well, you got 2 rows of the weapon, right? There's one of them's your speed. So it's like the column that's like, I probably should highlight
okay.
it. Yeah,
Yep, I see. Base speed 8.
Okay, so you're 8 with that. What's your base speed, Brother Shaggy?
91?
No, that's
Nope, that's
your
not right.
percentile. Scroll down.
Modifier is plus 15?
No, scroll down.
Okay.
Your base speed right here with your
with
captain
whatever
ball,
weapon,
17.
with the cup and ball you have.
Yeah, 17.
I got a
17,
23.
okay. Yeah, you're 23, John.
And Sophia has a 20.
No. Sophia's sorry. Sophia's got a
Another
20.
fast draw.
Sorry, JT's 23. But I think you might be, because you're injured, your speed might be reduced. Let me just see. Well, you're out of bullets anyways. Like, you're going to have to draw your other gun. So you're going to have to look at what's your base speed for your other gun, unless you want to reload.
13.
Okay. So if you want to reload, you can reload 3 shots this round and not shoot, or you can use your other gun.
And it's only, can I shoot 3 times? No, that cap and ball is a 1 shot.
Cap and ball,
3
you can
times?
shoot 3 times, but you can only reload one per round. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Would you like to draw your cap and ball revolver and shoot that one instead?
Yeah, at this point, could be dead, so I'm just gonna have to try. But I know
Okay.
I don't have much chance, but we'll see.
Okay. So 13 is your base speed because you're going to use the cap and ball. Okay. We'll say you did some cool movement where you put the one away and drew the other one. And that puts us in the order of, let's see, the Horseman doesn't have a gun, so he's not shooting anything at this point. Doesn't have a gun out anyways, I should say. The 2 guys with the rifles, we're going to switch to pistols. Their B speed is 0. Okay, so looks like the first person is Sophia. So Sophia, you see 2 guys who just fired rifles. They basically shot their rifles as they're running, and you see them both just throw the rifles onto the bank. And they seem to be reaching down to pull pistols to shoot at JT. We're going to say you're at medium range with your gun at this point.
Okay. Is that minus 10?
No, it's 0.
Okay.
It's 0 for the first shot. They are running, though, so you will have the target's running, so that will be minus 10 for that. So you'll be minus 10 for the first shot, and then minus 20, then minus 30 if you want to take 3 shots.
Okay. Whoever is closest to me, and I know they're at the same distance, but just
Yeah, the closest one.
figuratively, whoever is closest,
Yep.
that's who Sophia is going to shoot at.
Perfect.
So my first shot, 98.
Ooh. Okay. Nope. Poof.
Next shot, 66. And my accuracy, let me see.
Hope it's better than mine.
My accuracy is an 88.
Oh, okay. And you were minus 20 on that, so 68
Minus
would be your
20
accuracy.
is
Is that it?
68, so that hits it exactly.
Nice.
Or no, I
All
get
right.
2 under.
2 under. Awesome. So do a percentile roll to see where it hits them.
Okay. Oh, nice. 99.
Nice.
Nice.
Headshot.
All right, one more percentile to see how much damage.
Oh, man. 21.
Okay, it's still a medium wound, which is -7, which will put them at below 50%, which is good because that means they're going to be, have penalties. Yeah, that's your second shot. You still have one more shot if you'd like to use one.
Yeah, I'm going to use it. I'm going to use it on the same guy since I see it didn't go fully down. No, I missed with that one. 77.
Okay. Yeah, so you shoot. Boom, you miss. Okay, that's you. Next fastest person is Brother Shaggy. So you also have a Captain Ball revolver. You can shoot up to 3 times. The first one will be at your base accuracy, -10 from your base accuracy, and then if you want to continue to shoot, it'll be -20, then -30.
Okay, well, let me know if this is a totally stupid idea, but am I in a place where I can like leap up and then like pull myself up on the bridge at some point to engage the horseman?
You could move to the Horseman if you'd like this round, sure. You want to engage him in like a hand-to-hand combat?
Yeah, I want to leap on his horse and kick his ass.
Oh, yeah,
also,
you could do that.
Okay, and if there's a way that I can be in between him and the barmaid so that, she is extra protected by my hulking form, then I'll do that.
Awesome. You can definitely do that. All right, yeah, you can run over there and do that. We'll resolve that at the end because will be a melee. But you can run over there, sure. I'm not worrying too much about the actual distances and movement and stuff, so we'll just say you can get there. Everybody's pretty close. Okay, so you're not shooting then. So then we go to JT. You've got one guy who got shot, kind of this head, but he's still coming. And then you got two. So you got 2 guys running at you, plus the Horseman. And of course, you just saw your friend run up to the Horseman, and they're about to engage in melee.
All right. I am going to do I'm going to shoot the first one at the guy that I saw was wounded. So
Okay. He's running, so you're at a minus
33. I think that should be okay because my base, it's 76 minus
15.
5 minus 15.
Yeah,
Yeah,
15
so I
total.
hit.
So 68 is your okay. Yep, that hits. All right, roll a location. So
56.
Okay. 56 is abdomen groin. Nice. Roll another percentile.
70.
Okay, it's not a mortal wound, but it is a serious wound, which is enough actually to drop him below 0. So he falls bleeding into the water, and he will die if nobody helps him. So he's basically dead, unless you want to. You can save him if you want later, but for now he's in the water bleeding out.
All right, and then
okay,
I turn to the other guy with my other. Yep.
Yep. So this will be an additional minus 10.
81.
That misses, and then a minus 20 additional to the.
85. So
Okay, nope. Bloof, you missed this other guy. This guy's dodging through the water, avoiding shots. Okay, and then the next person up in the watchtower, we have John. You see one guy closing on JT, who JT shot at, but you see 2 more guys on the other side of the bridge that are running up. They just don't have a shot because, and nobody else sees those guys except for you.
Yeah, he's gonna shoot the one that's shooting at JT right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you are at long range, which is minus 15. And the guy's running, which is another minus 10. So you're minus 25.
Okay. And do I get any bonus for being
Yeah, you
in
do.
higher ground?
But weapon is rest on solid object, so you get plus 10 for that. And I'm giving you 1 range benefit already by being, so you're getting a plus 10 for that. So yeah, so you're basically minus 5 and minus 10. So you're minus 15 total, including all your including all your bonuses.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I need to roll 54 or below. There we go. I'm using a repeating rifle. I think I can shoot 3 times in a row.
You can. Yep. And each additional shot will be minus 10 from the first one. So 54 for the first one.
Okay. Gotcha. Here we go. The first shot. Ooh, 77. That's a miss.
Oh, that's a miss. Okay. Boosh, into the water next to him.
Second shot. 38. That's a hit.
That hits. Yep, even with the penalty. Roll a percentile to see where it hits him.
Okay. 65.
Ooh, that's pretty good. 65 is abdomen groin. Roll another percentile to see severity. Here's where we want high.
Yeah, I got 30.
30. Okay, that's only a light wound. So he's wounded, but he's still running, and you do have one more shot if you'd like to take it.
Okay. There we go. Ooh, 95. Wild miss.
Okay. Yeah, that misses wildly. And then now we're down to these guys. There's only one active shooter on this side. The other two guys can't actually shoot you. They're actually running up onto the banks to get a good better angle now. So there's only the cap and ball guy, and he's going to shoot. I guess he's going to shoot at the most obvious target in front of him, who is. But he was injured. Less than 50%, so he's -5 there, so that puts him at 45. He's running, which gives him a minus 20. So he's actually minus 25, so he only has a 25% chance to hit you on the first shot. So let's see.
I'd like to point out, being the selfless white knight that I am 6'6", so I am a possible target.
All right, but you ran towards the Horseman, so
Okay.
I'm assuming you ran across the water.
Yeah.
But yes, I appreciate the white knighting. All right, so 25%. 88 misses, so he only has a 15%. Misses, and he has a 5%. Misses. All right, so that guy's like, and he totally misses. The other two guys at rifles have run up onto the bank now, but at this point, our very large brother Shaggy dives at the Horseman to try to. You're gonna like pull him off the horse. Is that your plan?
Yeah.
All right, sounds like you're grappling. Roll 2d10
Yes.
and add them together.
Roll 2d10 and add them together.
Yes.
I got 2 6s, 12.
Okay. 12. All right. Oh, nice. Oh, that's actually very good. You're able to grab his right arm because it's an arm lock, right? So you grab his right arm, which of course is his saber arm, which is good for you.
Nice.
And he takes a point of damage, and he's -1 on his next thing. But the only thing he can do, because since you have his weapon arm, is the only thing he can do is try to break out. So he's going to roll. He has to get basically the same thing. He has to get the thing that says break. Let me roll. He's -1. He rolled a 11. Arm lock left. But hold on one second. I have to see here if.
Now, the sign of any good gaming system is really the grappling system. So no pressure here, but
Oh yeah, so
will-
you've grabbed his right arm, and he reaches around and grabs your left arm. So you guys are like, now you're like this basically. You've each got each other's arm, and you're like struggling. He's up on a horse, and he's also a pretty big guy. This is not one of those holds that you have to break though before you can do anything else. So you get to go again though, considering that you are held in this. You can grapple him again if you want. You're at a -1 to your roll though. So roll 2d10, add them together, and subtract 1.
all right. Do I add my colorful conversation after I roll or before?
Yeah, probably. Well, it depends on how foolish you want it to sound if you fail.
Oh well. I feel like I'm going to win this guy because I'm in the righteous position. So I'm going to say, get down and stay down, Abraham.
Nice.
I rolled a 6, -1 is 5.
5. Okay. No hold. Okay, and he gets a +2 on his attack now. So you trash talk him, but he actually slips out of your hold, and he's got your left arm. So he actually gets a +2. Ooh, 13 + 2 is 15.
Ooh, that doesn't sound good.
Okay, so actually, no, he especially says he throws you, but he can't really throw you. So much so that he kind of rears the horse up and you stagger back, and you will take 2 points of damage and be -2 on your next attack, which will happen next round because it's 2 rounds of melee, then it goes back to the gunfight. All right, we cut back to the gunfight. Is anybody moving besides the gunmen that are running up around? No, right? Everybody's kind of in place. So
I'm gonna move. I want to actually try to hop on the horse behind. So.
okay, that'll be part of the grapple, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
If the gunmen are moving, is that going to put them longer away from me? Because if it is, I'm going to move with them.
They're moving closer to you, the other two gunmen. You're actually just going to see them this round because they're coming up the bank on the other side of the bridge.
Oh, good. That's where I want them. Come at me, bastards.
Yeah, so these guys run up, and actually they see you. You are a target, as is his brother Shaggy, but not so much JT because JT's under the bridge. So
And this guy, the last guy, is he still? One guy's in the water. The other guy's still moving towards me. The other guy's
right.
still.
Yeah, well, he's going to stop because he's close enough to you now. Now you guys are in short range.
Is there a way for me to move in to get some cover under the bridge, like boulders or anything where I can just?
You want to retreat?
Well, I mean, is he just going to follow right to me?
Yes.
Do I see any boulders? And there's nothing I can do. He can get around.
There's
the
no boulders. You could run under the bridge and try to get cover. If you want to do that, we can roll for movement. And if you move first, then he'll follow you. But if you move second, then obviously he will have already stopped. So that's how that works. But yes, you could try to do that.
I'll see if I move if he moves first.
Well, roll your movement. Yeah. Two. He moves first. So yes, he stops. So you could run if you want.
So I'll just try to find some area where a little more cover since I'm wounded.
I love how you keep describing it as that, but when you're effectively running,
It's not running. It's like strategic retreat. I'm trying to get a defensive posture. I got bullets all over me.
I'd like to.
I got a saber cut on my gun hand, bleeding.
I'd like to run from the enemy. Yeah, no,
I'd like to strategically retreat, please. Screaming and yelling.
Exactly. All right, so now we go around to the shooting, and Sophia, you go first. Still, you have three bullets left in your gun. The one guy has stopped. He was going to shoot at JT, but JT dodged under the bridge. But you also realize two guys with rifles have come up along the side, and they're probably going to shoot at you and or brother Shaggy. They are at medium range as well. So everybody's the same range for you. So who would you like to shoot, Sophia? I guess is the question. There's three targets. Well, there's three enemies. Well, four if you want to shoot the Horseman.
No, I'm gonna continue to shoot guys that are coming towards me now.
Okay, one of the riflemen. All right.
Yeah.
Go for
it. I'm gonna say that was your first mistake, as I think my shot when I got a 17, so I hit him.
Nice. All right. Location.
29.
Okay, you get him in the right arm, which is good because that'll affect his shooting. Okay.
And 74 for severity.
Oh,
okay,
nice.
So it's light, unfortunately, because arm wounds aren't that big of a deal in this, not as big of a deal. But he is injured in the arm, which is going to be a problem from shooting, which means he actually can't shoot with the rifle this round. He's going to have to drop. So you've kind of put him out of action for one round. Okay. Next shot.
If he's out of action, I'll shoot for the other guy.
Okay, yeah, he basically goes, and he drops his rifle into the water.
All right. Oh, that's going to be a miss with a 78.
Okay.
And the last one is going to be a miss with a 69.
Okay. Yeah, so you shoot the other guy who has now realized that definitely moves out of the way. Okay, so that's you. Then we've got, your brother Shaggy, but you're doing a melee. Now we're down to JT. You've moved under the bridge and sought some cover. So you see the one guy standing there who's been trying to shoot you. He's like, trying to get a shot at you under the bridge. You can't see the two riflemen now because you backed up. So you only have one target. Assuming you want to shoot somebody at this point, JT. You're muted, by the way.
I'm sorry.
JT.
Yeah.
Now I can hear you.
Okay.
Good.
Okay. So I've got this guy here in the water, so I'm going to shoot at him. I've got 3 shots left with my captain.
The river is running red with the blood from the men that have fallen in it.
Yeah. But this guy's still an active.
Oh yeah, he's shooting at you.
Right. And so my first shot is -5, and he's stopped. So that should be it, just -5.
Yep, -5.
24.
24, that hits. Location?
47.
47, that is a left shoulder. Boosh. Severity?
05.
Okay, light wound. Okay, that's okay.
Okay.
He's still standing. You got two more shots left in your gun.
Minus 15.
Yep.
48. That should hit.
Cool. Location?
80.
You got to kill this guy before you run out of bullets. 80.
I know.
Ooh. 80's good. 80's the chest. There you go. Severity?
52.
All right. That's a severe wound. And with that, he drops bleeding into the water. He's down.
Can I see
Again.
anyone else from here?
No. The two the two riflemen are, because imagine you ran back under the thing to get cover under the bridge. They're like on the bridge now. So you'd have to back up even further if you want to be able to shoot them. So you'd have to do that next round.
Can I use any of my remaining one shot to reload, or is that a complete action?
No, you have to do it instead of shooting. Yep.
All right, that's it for me.
Cool.
I'm gonna.
All right. Yep. You have one bullet left in your gun. You're like, should I risk it or should I reload this round? All right. And then back up in the tower, you see two riflemen, one of which has just dropped his rifle, and the other one who is aiming at, either Brother Shaggy or Sophia. It's hard to say. Young. Who would you like to target? With rifle or without rifle?
I'll aim for the one with the rifle. That's about to hit one of my fellas. And
he's not moving. So you only have the penalty for the range, which is negated by the fact that you have your white rifle at rest. So your first shot will be at the normal percentage.
Okay. Excellent. Here we go. Oh, that's a miss.
Okay. Second shot's at minus 10.
Okay, that's 12. So that's a hit.
Nice. All right, roll location with a percentile.
37.
Okay. Right shoulder. Oh, he's going to drop his weapon as well. Cool. And severity?
72.
Okay, that's a severe wound. So he's hurt pretty badly. He's still up, though. He did drop his rifle, but he's up.
Nice. Yeah,
I'm
I'm out of bullets. I got to reload.
Okay. All right. You is out. Oh, that's right. You missed. Okay, so hold on. Didn't you only just shoot twice?
Did I?
Yeah, you only shot twice. Yeah, you got one more shot. Yeah.
That's one. Ooh, 29. That's a hit.
Oh, that's a hit. Yeah. And then location?
85.
Oh, nice. Chest shot. Just don't roll below 20.
Okay. And 4.
4. So you did roll below 20. Okay, so it's a light wound. He's actually still up, but barely. All right. But he did drop his weapon, so he can't shoot this round. That's the end of all the shooting then, because that's, yeah. So, yeah, so you're out of bullets, but both of them have dropped their rifles, both being shot. And actually, he was shot in the right shoulder, which means that even if he shoots again, he's going to be at a penalty. But that'll be next round. Okay, so now we go to the melee. So you're going to, Brother Shaggy, you're going to try to jump up onto the horse and wrestle him. So go ahead and roll me 2d10, adding them together.
All right, and then I think you said I have a -2 based on my last taking.
That's correct. Yep. So 2d10 added together -2.
All right, 12 -2, 10.
Okay, yeah. So you grab his left arm this time, dealing 2 points of damage to him, and he is now at -1. Okay, he's going to try to break out of it. He rolls a 5, which is nothing, so he's not able to do anything. And now you get a +2 to your next roll because he screwed up. So 2d10 +2. This is where you want it. Get up on that horse.
I get to roll again?
Yep, 2d10 +2. Yep, there's always 2 rounds of melee.
Nice. All right, so I rolled an 8 +2 is 10.
Okay, 10. Oh, still left arm lock, so it means he continues to take damage. You're slowly but surely whittling him down. He gets a -1.
I will give an extra spiel here. I say, repent your 30 ounces of silver.
Nice. All right, so he's at this point you can actually you didn't meet Jim earlier, but you're up in his face now, so you can probably see this is Jim. And he's going to try to attack you with a -1. Ooh, that's only a 5 again. Nothing. Okay, so next round you'll get a +2 if he's still up. He is very hurt. And he's. Let me just roll his courage here to see if he gives up. No, he's fighting on. He just spits.
I'm sorry. I'm dealing with Jim, or someone else is dealing with Jim?
No, you are. Yeah, it's Jim who you're. Yeah, but you of course didn't meet Jim earlier, so you don't know that's Jim. But later, when you have a conversation around the campfire, you can say, "Oh, that was Jim."
Well, shit, I got his name wrong. It was just a guess.
Okay, this guy is. Okay, so he's. I'm just gonna make sure his hit points. He's less than half hit points, but he's fighting strong. He's passed his bravery roll. Okay, so at this moment we've got Brother Shaggy is wrestling with the Horseman, doing a pretty good job. Can't quite get up on the horse, but he keeps pulling him down and pushing back. Under the bridge, we've got JT with 1 bullet left in his gun. On top of the bridge, we've got 2 new gunmen who are both now shot in the arms and have dropped their rifles, and they're drawing pistols. And we've got Sophia across the water, who I think is out of bullets, unless you have another weapon. So that's where we're at. And up on the tower, John is also out of bullets.
Yeah,
So
I
going
have
around. Yep.
I have a single shot Derringer, which puts me at 15 for my speed.
Okay, you can use the Derringer, but you are, just so you know, you're going to be at long range, which is going to be, you can still do it, obviously, because why not? You're awesome. But that's going to be -10 to your shot if you use a Derringer, if you want to do that. Or you could reload your gun, I suppose. But you might as well try to kill as many people as you can before you reload. Okay,
Tell you
so
what,
you're
I'm going to
15.
pull my Derringer with my non-gun hand. Which would be my right hand. Will that make an extra penalty?
Yes, if you shoot with your offhand, you also have a penalty. You have a -5, I think it is. We'll just say -5 because I don't see it, but I know there's a penalty. So you'll be a -15 total if you do that.
Okay, I'm going to do it because if I win, I'll be badass.
Yeah, it will be. Okay, awesome. Okay, so as it turns out, you're 15 with that, so that means that you will still be first. So go ahead and take a shot. You got two riflemen. One is very, very wounded, and the other one is less wounded. Both are drawing pistols. So
So taking on the bad egg was your second mistake. 65. I missed.
Okay, yeah. You pull the little Derringer out, and you shoot and it misses. You hear a little crack as Derringer fires. These guys are faster with these pistols, but still.
Let me
not
just
that
double
fast.
check my accuracy to be sure.
Okay.
If I might have hit. Won't take but a second. Okay.
Damn, you might have 3 times my accuracy.
I think my accuracy is 88.
88 -15 would be 73. Would you roll?
60 something. So 68.
All right,
I
that
believe.
is.
Holy shit,
right.
you're a
65.
badass.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's super good. Yeah. All right, so you shoot, roll a hit location.
Okay. 13. Which
Okay,
isn't that great,
13
but
is right leg. You were shooting the very wounded one, though, right?
yes.
Or the less wounded. Okay, and
left
roll
leg?
severity.
That's where the femoral artery
Okay.
is, right? So,
98 severity.
ah!
All right, it's a severe wound in the leg, which drops him to the ground, and he's bleeding out. He drops to the ground and he holds his leg. He's like, oh. The one other guy, I'm gonna roll his bravery before his turn to shoot, but I'm gonna because you're reloading, right, Young? You don't have another weapon up there.
I'm going ahead now, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. I'm sorry, John. You're reloading, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay. I'm sorry, I skipped you, Carrie. Are you reloading, or do you want to run somewhere? Did you want to move?
I'm going to reload right fast.
Okay. All right. So you're reloading as well. Okay. So there's just this one guy left that has a gun. I'm gonna test his bravery, which is 40. If I roll over 40, he's gonna run. I rolled a 7. Okay, he's gonna stay and he's gonna shoot at Sophia because you're the only person really that's in his range, and plus you just shot down his friend and you shot him once. So he's gonna unload on you. He has a 50% accuracy. He is.
You're gonna shoot a woman?
Oh, he is. He is wounded, but less than half his hit points. So I don't know if that's. Let me just check to see if that's wounds. Less than 50%. Okay, so he's got a -5. Okay, so he's got a 45 for the first shot to try to hit you. He rolls a 58. That misses. Then he's got 35 for the second shot. 63, that misses. And third shot, he has a 25% chance of hitting you. And you're also 53, so he misses. He's with his cap and ball, and you're just standing there with both your weapons drawn, smoke all around you, and he completely misses you as the bullets hit the dirt. Everybody's reloaded that wanted to reload. Yeah, and then then we've got at the horse, we've got Brother Shaggy. Go ahead and make your 2d10 +2 roll because you have +2 because you got him in a good move last time.
Oh, yeah, +2. All right, 11 + 2 is 13.
Nice. Another arm lock, right arm lock, so 2 points. Wow, he's actually, all right. All right, you grab his right arm, which means he can't hit you with the saber this time, so he'd have to try to hit you with his hand if he wants. And he's a -1.
You better start your prayers.
He's going to try to hit you with the torch, actually, because his grappling is not working for him. He's not going to try to break out. He's got a torch in one hand. He tries to hit you across the face with the torch.
You be careful not to set his hair on fire.
Oh my god! Luckily, he's -1. He swings a torch like down, gets an uppercut. So he swings it like this, and whoosh, it bristles against your face, and sparks fly everywhere. And you actually take. It's his left hand, so you take 2 points of damage.
Ouch.
And you are now -2 on your next attack, which you could do right now. 2d10 plus, or -2 rather.
Keeping track of that. So this is going to be a total of -2? Or
Yep.
is it +0 because I have a plus from whatever I did last turn?
It will be 0 if you had a plus from last turn.
All right, I rolled an 11.
Nice. Okay, you continue the arm lock, which actually, oh wow, he's actually really wounded. Okay, he's barely standing there, and you're like twisting out the life out of him somehow with this arm lock. So we're gonna say you pull him off the horse, and he lands on the ground. But as he goes down, he tries to swing with the torch one more time, because you've got his. Oh, actually, no, you did a left arm lock. So now you've got both his arms. You go, and you pull him off the horse. And he lands on the ground. He can't attack. Both his arms are locked.
Nice.
So he's actually unable to attack, and that's the end of that round. He's probably going to surrender. Let me just see. No. He says, "Curse you, men! Shoot this guy!" Because he doesn't realize all his men are getting shot down.
And I'm taking your horse.
Oh, those are fighting words. All right.
Yeah.
Coming into the next round, we've got one guy that again I rolled is he's staying, right? So we get the one guy that shot at Sophia. He's got 3 bullets left in his gun. He's standing up there. Sophia, you're empty. JT, you've loaded. I'm assuming you loaded the fast draw revolver. So you loaded 3 shots in that one, and then we've got John who's loaded 3 shots in his rifle. So assuming everybody's going to continue what they were doing.
Well, the only thing is, can I see him from? I was under the bridge, and I assume I can't move and then shoot. Right?
No, you can. Of course you can. You want to move?
I want to move so that I can get into range to see the one that's on Sophia.
Okay, yeah. So
get around.
You splash. So you ran strategically under the bridge.
Strategically.
Now you've reloaded, and you come running out of the bridge with your fast draw revolver loaded rather, loaded. And yeah, so now we're going to go in order. So you're empty, Sophia. Did you want to do something else, or are you just going to reload?
How far are they away for me to be able to throw a knife at them?
They are too far for you to throw a knife. They're out of range.
Okay. You
could move though. You could move forward and do it, but you'd have a penalty. You could move and get into medium range with the gun, with the knife rather. So you'd be at 0, but you'd be -10 because you're running.
Okay. I'm just gonna charge at him with my knife.
Okay. To do a melee attack, or do you want to throw it?
I'm just gonna try and get melee.
All right. You charge at the guy. You'll probably. Well, we'll see. I'm gonna let the shooting happen first, because even though all movement happens first, it makes sense that you're already. Oh no, you're moving too, JT. Okay, so you're gonna get there right at the same time JT gets there. So you see Sophia run up on this guy with a knife. So you both come out of the bridge. You see Sophia charge this guy up in the Shaggy. So everybody's okay. So now we're just going by.
And there's nothing I can do. Or what about John?
Yeah,
Can he shoot? or is he out of?
Yeah. No, you can still shoot. It's not like chainmail because they're engaged. You can't shoot them. You can still shoot somebody who's engaged.
Oh, okay.
We'll just use the stray bullet rule if you miss.
That sounds like an awesome rule.
Yes, it does.
All right.
So, I can, you can shoot.
I can
Just
try
don't
to
miss.
shoot him. Yep. Let's see. On this first shot, I have, just to make sure, I got a -5 for my hand wound, and then I got anything.
And you're
else?
running. You ran.
Well,
so you're gonna.
I ran. Okay, so I moved. So that's -10. So I got a -15.
You're not dodging. You're just running. So you're -10.
95. This could be bad.
You're really going to make me look up the stray bullet, or now I'm going to find it. There is a rule for this. And we must check. Everybody just pause while we check the stray bullet rule, because you know this is way too epic to not to do.
Oh, man.
All right. You know, it's okay. Sophia's been pretty badass all along. So why wouldn't she get shot by one of her own? All right, stray bullets. I literally was just looking at this rule earlier. Stray bullets. If a shot misses its intended target, there's a slight chance it will hit any other people who are standing by. Straight line is considered. Okay, so we're not going to... All right, any person standing... Oh, really? There's only 1% chance.
Okay.
All right, so roll a percentile. If you get a 100, then you hit Sophia.
48. Okay.
All right.
So now I get another shot.
Now you get another shot. Well, if we only knew it was 1%, that's not very exciting. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, not that I want Sophia to get shot.
Do that against the villain, like
62. I miss, and the last shot, 97.
Okay, well, you missed the first one, so go ahead and roll a percentile to see if you hit her.
All right. 0.5.
Oh, so
I saw that
close.
0.
One more.
37. So 3 misses, nothing.
3 misses, and you missed Sophia as well. Okay, that's fine. So you can't always be the hero. Oh, sorry. I'm losing my voice there. Oh man, I was muted there for a second. So, all right. So you shoot the stray bullet, 1% chance of hitting him, her rather. You shoot at the guy, you miss him. You have 1% chance of hitting her. You miss her as well. Then we go to the next shooter, who would be John. You've got the one guy that's got the cat and ball revolver, or you have the Horseman who's wrestling. He's wrestling.
He's gonna aim for the one with the gun. So
Okay.
Here we go. John levels his rifle, repeating rifle, and goes
Nice.
and rolls 48.
Oh,
That
nice.
I believe is a hit.
Very good. Roll a location.
Right. 99.
Oh, headshot. All right, one more. One more percentile.
43.
Oh, that's a mortal wound. So, so
Nice.
Sophia runs at this guy with her knife. She's getting ready to stab him. She's like just a few feet away. Bullets have come flying from under the bridge with JT. They're missing, hitting the bank. Trying not to hit Sophia. And then there's a nice clean shot goes through the guy's head, and he just drops on the ground in a pile. As you get there, Sophia, you stand over the dead body. This guy bleeding out. He's dead, because that's a mortal wound. And finally,
Stab him anyway.
brother Shaggy. You're at +2 at this point, right?
yes.
right,
Do I
roll
need to fly off the horse to get him, or shall I have the horse trample him? Are either of those options?
Well, you're not on the horse. You weren't able to get up there because you never rolled a good enough. Yeah, you just pulled him off the horse. You were trying to get up there, but you ended up just pulling him off. Yeah. So he's currently on the ground, and you're holding him in an arm lock. So you can do any number of things. You could continue to try a different lock or hold on him. You could kick him in the face.
Ooh, that's nice. Where I had a question. Where is the barmaid? Did she?
She
beef you?
She ran to the other side of the bridge.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I would like to see if I can drag this guy so that he's very close to falling over the bridge, and I'll say, surrender to God or die.
Okay, perfect. So roll 2d10 plus 2.
9 total.
9, okay. So he actually breaks the hold. and he says, I think he's going to give up at this point. There's no reason why he would still. Oh my God. Yes. He says, no, please. He's like, please don't kill me. We're just doing what we were told. We were told that you were outlaws and such. But I realize now that you are a holy man, and if you spare me, I will help you bring down Dawson. Because I'm sure that's what you're here for.
You knew you were working for Dotson. Give me that sword.
It's on the ground.
Oh, okay.
Yep. He says, you can have the sword. That's actually, that was Dawson's sword. It would be fitting for you to take it back to his place.
I think you're right.
And, at this point, Doris says, no. There's been too much bloodshed already. We can prove that Dawson broke the law and put him in jail. Let's not take the law into our own hands.
Doris, all we have from you is our lies right now.
You said we had to find this brother, Samuel?
His brother Samuel. Yes.
But how long is that going to take to get him?
Oh, I don't know. I've never been out west. But you could take me.
Well, that may well be a possibility. But I may have to. Also, I feel like the longer we wait, Dawson, does he have more men? What do you know about his, are these all that he's got, or is he?
So Jim, now who has given up, you realize this is Jim, big boy Jim.
Okay.
He tells you that he's got probably a dozen men total, and these are the best. The 5 of them are like the main enforcers. He swears up and down he didn't kill the farmers, but
Yeah.
But they do admit to killing the gunfighter, but he says it was a fair, all's fair
like
in
this
love and
one.
war, like this one. Exactly. Yeah, and we can actually handle this in a how does it end for you? Because taking out the Dawson clan at this point would be a massive endeavor, and we could come back to it. But better to just kind of fade this off into how does this end up playing out? Where do we leave it tonight? Do we take this? Do you take law into your own hands and put Jim down? Do you take Jim to the authorities? Do you head out west? What would the group do at this point? Let's start at the top with Crystal. What does Sophia think is the best way to go, and how does this end here?
Sophia is a no nonsense kind of gal. She says that this Dawson fellow did wrong, and he's gonna have to pay for his crimes. She reloads her guns and she heads for Dawson.
Nice. All right, how about JT? You see Sophia loading up her 6-shooters.
My whole plan was to get Nurse back to health by Miss Doris. And I was looking forward. And then I see Sophia going forward, and I'm like, damn, I can't look like a coward. I said, Doris, I'll be back. Be waiting for me at Sally's. But I got to reload the pistols and head on out.
All right, how about John?
Yeah, John says, well, he's together with his fellows and says, well, the reason why the Silver Bullet Society is here is because the law failed them. The lawman came out here, and Dawson could just pay him off again. I reckon it's time to bring the reckoning to Dawson.
Nice. And Brother Shaggy, how do you feel about the reckoning?
Yes, we're gonna take care of Dotson. Jim I'm going to be right behind you. You can repent and take out Dawson with us, or you can become a traitor to us and God, and I'll shoot you in the back.
All right. Yeah. And with Jim leading the way, telling you where the guards would be and such. Oh, and there happens to be 4 of you. It's perfect. You head back in to take care of business, just like you were meant to do. Well done. All right. Silver Bullets win again. No losses of player characters. You guys are doing good. And yeah, we'll say...
JT got shot? Is that right?
Oh yeah, I got shot in the hand. I got a cutlass in the hand and shot in the leg. I think. Can't remember if it was the leg. But
Yeah.
minor wounds.
We have a doctor.
Yep.
Yeah, but you don't know that.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know you're
Yeah.
a doctor. That's funny.
Yeah, well, nobody knows, right? They only know what you tell them. So yeah, I mean, we could play out extra. This would be, we could maybe consider playing this out just as a raid if you want, or we could just wrap it up and say, I mean, not right now, obviously, or we'll just leave it at you did what had to be done, which I think is probably the best way to leave it.
Oh, that's cool. That's a good television ending.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll
you
take
ride
that.
off. We know you got it done. So all's good, and the next time we meet up, maybe it'll be referenced again. But at this point, the Silver Bullet Society has once again brought justice to the West, and there ain't no Headless Horseman out in Essex County anymore.